Hey everyone, welcome to episode 33 of the Unity Gaming Podcast. I'm Riccio.
I'm Dan.
I'm Somppi.
And I'm Kumar.
Kumar's back.
Kumar's back.
I'm back for round 2.
In another
guys.
suit.
And so we're Wednesday, September 12th. And
Hey,
yeah, a lot of stuff happened this week, I guess.
kind of.
Sort
Mark of the Ninja.
Mark of the
Yeah.
Ninja.
It's been received very, very well.
It has
Yeah.
been.
People,
You did
fantastic.
research, haven't you,
Yeah.
Kumar?
People were excited about it beforehand, which I wasn't even aware about, and then sure enough, pops up on the marketplace, and I take a look, and I'm like, man, people are all over this.
It's really good.
Yeah, so
actually.
it's an Xbox Live Arcade game, $15, 1,200 Microsoft points. And yeah.
I still haven't even played it, so I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is going to be a conversation you guys are going to have to
I've
fill
played,
in
it,
on.
I've
You
played
know
it the
what?
most.
You can
Okay.
check out the dry run that we recorded today.
Oh, actually, well, he's got it. He just said he didn't play it.
Oh, you bought it?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like, well, I could play it, or
You can just watch
You
it.
could go watch a video.
video of us playing
spoiling the first level of the game.
I just paid 1,200 Microsoft points to watch the dry run.
it. Man, we should get on that with Microsoft.
So Dan, do you want to let us know or tell us what it's all about, or what is it?
I don't know what's to tell about it. It's a 2D stealth action game.
Is it?
You play a ninja, and it's it's from the creators of Shank, so it's got that like awesome art style that
Yep.
they do, and it's
I kept thinking it was like Saturday cartoons until I got up behind a guard and like killed him, and I was like, oh,
Oh, he did.
that's not in a cartoon.
but yeah, it's like almost, I want to say like Splinter Cell Conviction-y
Yeah.
stealth, where it's
Yeah.
kind of very quick, and it's everything kind of physically represented on the screen, so you can tell when you're like in the light and you're dark, when you're making noise, if guards can see you, where they last saw you. There's even like kind of a last known position thing.
Yeah.
If you're spotted by any of the guards.
As well as if
So-
you spot guards, like it'll go red a little bit. and
Well, yeah,
it'll
it's
fade
kind of
into-
like a little bit of a ninja sense thing. Actually, when you get further into the game, you unlock. I think it's actually called Ninja Sense.
Oh.
And it's one of your. It's like down on the D-pad ability. So you have your distraction item. You have your like
Yeah. What is the
fighting item, and then you have your darts.
what's the fighting item? 'Cause I've
Um,
only had the darts and the noisemaker.
The first fighting item you get is a spike mine,
Oh.
and you can unlock a bunch of other stuff like beetles that will eat someone alive.
Oh my god.
So
Wow.
those can be used for two purposes. You can throw them at someone that's alive, and they'll just consume him, but he'll just fucking scream, so everyone will be attracted to him. Or you can use them to silently consume a dead body.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then there's like, you can get calthrops.
Oh.
So you throw them on the ground, and
Yeah.
people like step on them and get all
So
messed up
going
and
back to
stuff.
these beetles, is there any way you're supposed to train these things to not eat you? Like they're leaving your hand, aren't they?
No, you throw them in like a little capsule.
Okay.
And then they like hit whatever they were going to hit, and then they just devour the person and leave.
Jeez.
They're like, yo, supper, thanks, bye.
Yeah, sounds a little bit.
Sorry,
bad.
I just fixed my nose. I have a cold right now, so.
Join the kind of cold / allergy sounding cough club.
Yeah.
Kumar, you good?
Oh, I'm good.
All
I'm
right,
good.
we're good.
For
Podcast will
now.
proceed.
Oh, I feel so much
50%
better. Anyways, okay.
But yeah,
there-
you said there was unlockable suits and everything too.
Yeah, you haven't gotten far enough to
No.
get any of these, but there's side objectives when you play every mission. So you'll go through a mission and it'll be like, okay, so there's a stealth objective for get through this part without guards even seeing you at all. And then there's another, like, there's a fighting objective for, like, kill a guard in a certain way and hide his body or something.
Yeah.
And then there's, like, a terror objective for,
Oh,
like,
man. Okay.
hang a dude from a, like a
A
grapple
chandelier,
point,
yeah,
and,
yeah.
whenever you can.
freaking out another guard so that he starts shooting around. And
Man, that if you watch the dry run, I did that to. I was having trouble at one part.
Don't spoil it too much, but yeah.
Oh man, that terrify thing is good.
yeah, so
Real good.
there'll be like these side objectives, and as you complete those side objectives, you get seals. So there's 9 seals to get per level. So you get 3 for score, 3 for each of these bonus objectives, and then 3 for these like little collectibles that are around the map. They're like little haikus
Yeah,
about like
Is that where the
ninja
replayability
history.
comes in?
Yeah, so you may not get every single seal on your first run through of the level, but then you go back when you've like, because there's a whole upgrade system too, and you
It's
can
got that,
like pick
Metroid,
different.
Oh, wait, there is upgrades.
Oh yeah, you're fucking not far at all, dude.
Damn, sweet. That dry run's gonna suck.
I know that's why I wanted to do it with you guys, but you already like finished recording when I got here. I was like, oh fucking
Oh
hell.
man,
Well.
that's a disappointment.
Because I could have put in my cloud save and we could have like loaded in kind of a midway level.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That would have been good.
It's okay. We can talk about it right now.
Yeah.
So when you unlock, the bottom 3 seals and the top 3 seals are for the upgrade points.
Yeah.
But then, sorry, that's a dumb thing. The score seals and the haikus that you unlock get you upgrade points.
Okay.
So that's what you actually spend on.
Are you talking about those like circle metal things, like the medals?
Those are for points.
Okay.
And then the diamonds are the haikus.
Oh.
And those will also get you points, but they'll also give you upgrades.
Okay.
And then the like ones with different faces on them for the like might, aggression, stealth, and predator are the ones that will give you they'll help you unlock suits.
Oh, okay.
So when you get 3 of each specific one, you get a suit pertaining to that ability. So I have 2 of the suits right now. I have the aggression one, or the Path of Might, I think it's called.
Okay.
Where so the standard way you play the game is you have stealth kills, and you have 1 distraction item and 1 like weapon item.
Sounds like how I play real life.
I have this smoke bomb and a sword
And a suit.
Yep.
Actually, yes.
You've just explained James Bond.
Yep. Pretty much.
So that's the standard equipment for a level. And then
So you can choose your
upgrades and
loadout
stuff.
for every level?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I don't know that.
And you can like buy upgrades in between each thing, but the suits kind of change the way that works. So there's one, the Path of Might. It actually like totally recolors your guy and stuff too.
Oh, cool.
And the amount of like red, because it's kind of like when you're in the dark, it's kind of like a black and red color scheme. The more red your dude is, the more kind of less stealthy the like character class is going to be.
Okay.
So the Path of Might guy is just totally red. Like
So
he's not even. There's nothing ninja-y about him because you're just meant to. Every kill you get recovers your health, and then when you do the like little focus thing to like shoot out lights and stuff with your darts, that doesn't pause time anymore.
Oh, weird.
So each one has a trade-off, and it kind of really changes the way you're going to play the levels. The one I've actually been using a bunch. And this one totally changes the way you play the game, because normally the way you're like navigating around is like, okay, so how am I gonna like kind of distract this guy and go and stab him off over here, and then I'm gonna like go back to the other guy he was talking to and kill him silently and like hide him in this vent and then just keep moving through the level, and you just end up like clearing your way through levels, right?
This with the killing one?
No, with the regular suit, right? Like you're mainly focusing on killing guys like almost everyone in the area, but all like stealthy like, and then leaving the area and going to the next one and killing everyone there, right? The suit that I've been using is the Path of Shadow, I think it's called. So that suit's trade-off is you get 2 distraction items instead of a distraction and an attack item, and your footsteps and stuff when you're running, like anything that you do no longer makes sound. So no guards will ever be drawn to where you are unless they see you.
Oh, okay.
But you don't carry a sword, so you can't actually kill anyone.
If you were to like take your glove off and like strangle someone with it, and you won't be able to scream through it, right?
Maybe this is a conversation you should have with the developers.
Let's do it.
Hey, if I'm a ninja, why can't I strangle someone to death like real silent like I just want to know. It's like we
didn't think that through. Next game, you should probably put that in.
But yeah, so it really changes the way you play the game, because rather than like looking for ways to like pick guys off one by one and just kind of try to kill them and get through the level by having no one in your way, you kind of just are like waiting for openings in their patrol path, and you're kind of like jumping down, and
So it's a completely different game, pretty much.
yeah, it's totally different because you're not killing anyone. So you're just kind of using distraction items to kind of get through and distract people and make paths for yourself to just book it through levels.
Ever since you said beetles in a capsule, I just kind of really want to like throw one. Like you sneak around, you like throw one into a dude's mouth and like punch his throat, and then he can't do the screaming thing, so he's just getting like eaten alive. And the other dude like walks up and is like, "Whoa, what's going on here? You just seem to be melting." And then it's like, "That'd be cool." Can't find your body now. I guess there's nothing wrong.
Well,
I think that was my favorite. Was this wasn't broken when I looked at it a second ago?
Yeah, their voiceovers are great.
each of the items you can actually upgrade by one tier.
Shit. Man, I don't know fucking anything about this game then.
So the noisemaker.
I know.
I'm pretty much almost done the game.
Oh,
really?
We bought it at like the same time.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So the noisemaker, you can upgrade it so that instead of just throwing it and making noise, you can detonate it whenever you want to make that noise. So you can kind of set up more complicated assassinations that way.
This
So
is
you-
by upgrading the noisemaker?
Yeah.
Or okay, cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Then you also get smoke bombs later on, and they can be used to like disrupt. First of all, clear line of sight from wherever
If
you
you
are.
throw a smoke bomb and they're like, well, this wasn't here before.
No, they're like, oh, where'd he go? I can't see anything.
Okay.
Um,
What if you're not there yet? You just throw a smoke bomb. They'll be like, I used to be able to see down this hallway, but
Fuck.
You can also use it to disrupt lasers.
oh wow, nice.
Oh,
so
shit.
if you can't figure out how to like get past this laser puzzle, you can just like smoke bomb and just run through it.
That's awesome.
I do that on a regular basis too.
Just smoke bomb through lasers.
Not even just through lasers.
He said bomb.
people in general. Thank you, Riccio. Thank you, Riccio.
That's
Oh, told me the wrong mic there.
God.
You didn't mute me.
At all. I needed Devin. So they just hear coughing, and Devin's trying to talk.
You need to label that fucking mix.
You guys move it or something. I don't know. Actually, don't.
Not at
I
all.
just get worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can upgrade that smoke bomb later on, and this is how I think I'm gonna like replay the game on with this stealth suit. Is you can upgrade the smoke bomb so that it, instead of just regular smoke, it's corrosive gas. So if you throw it at guards, they'll just slowly like choke and die.
I don't remember this being here. I'm kind of dying. Are you? Yeah.
Yeah,
What is this?
So that should be really cool. And
Nice.
there's another distraction item yet. There's 4 distraction items total, and I have the ability to buy the third one, but I don't know what it does. It's just called like a distractor or something like that. I think it's just a piece of metal that you throw, and
A
like,
Just a
distractor.
whip.
someone
It's just
looks
a
at
wrench.
it or something.
Somebody goes, oh man, that shit's shiny.
You just throw it at
Oh no!
someone's
Wait,
head.
I remember what it is. It's like a flashbang.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's just a big light. People are like, "What the fuck was that?" But it'll like
Sparkly,
apparently there's
twinkly.
people with night vision goggles at some point, and it'll blind them. So I haven't bought it yet because it hasn't been. It's not much more useful than the noisemaker.
So if you're in like the max damaging kind of like non-stealthy attire,
The Path of Might.
Path of Might,
Yeah.
and then some like night vision dude comes up to you, you're just gonna look like a god. You're just gonna be like, so bright. What is this?
This red is glowing so terribly. Oh my god.
You just hit Y to like yell like Super Saiyan sounds.
Well, I've actually gotten to the
Just run.
point where there's elite guards
Okay.
that cannot be stealth killed,
Oh.
and they just have shotguns and they kill you in one hit. So you have to like figure out clever ways with like traps and environmental stuff to like stun them and knock them down, and then you can stealth kill them.
Jesus.
So now it's getting like really crazy. There's also like stuff where when you're outside in these levels, there's like a thunderstorm. So when lightning strikes, you become visible. So you kind of have to like time everything or do everything really quickly so that no one sees you, because they could just lightning could just randomly happen, and then you'd flash on screen. They'd be like, "What the hell was that over there? Like,
It sounds so
was
deep.
that a
Yeah,
ninja?"
it's a pretty bright idea if I ever thought of
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
That was terrible.
that was fucking horrible. Jesus.
that. You seem like so distraught from that. What the fuck? What did you just say?
Did they
done with
release
this.
this on any other consoles at all?
Well,
Or
no,
any
it's
other platform?
Microsoft like paid money and they had
Oh,
it
okay.
published. And
Microsoft paid money.
well, yeah, like
paid for this
I
money.
think they own the development studio now.
Yeah, they did.
don't
They
they?
bought them out.
Did you say pop them out?
Bought them out. Not
Okay.
popped them out.
Popped them out.
Like when you boot up that game, it's Microsoft Studios. So
Yeah.
I guess at some point it could come to Steam.
I hope it
I hope
does.
Probably
Yeah,
with
that'd be
Games from
great.
Windows Live on it. So I don't.
And then it'll be called Steel.
Doesn't really matter
not
because it's a
Steel
single player game. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of the achievements in that game are kind of cool. They're like not necessarily some of them like bonus seals in that game, like for like terrorizing a
Yeah.
guard in a certain way or something. But they're different ways of doing that, like kill 2 guards by dropping a chandelier on them, and like just different things for you to
Yeah.
try out in levels. So
It's good that they
Yeah.
at least get you in.
it gives you a little bit of variety past just like stealth your way through this game and do the objectives, because after you do the objectives, there's still all these other achievements that you can go and do
Yeah.
and try out and
Nice.
try and complete. So
It's a little bit more involved.
yeah, it's
stuff.
it's a pretty fun game. For 1,200 points, there's a lot of content in there, especially with some of the time it takes to complete those levels if you're doing it properly.
How many levels are there so far? Like, how many have you gone to?
Well, there's
Like,
one in that first area. Then there's, I want to say like 4 or 5 in the second area.
oh, okay. There's okay.
Then like 5 or 6 in the.
And that's where you're at
third?
so far. How many hours do you think that's been so far for you?
Oh God. If I had Raptor up, I could probably tell you.
Would you say it feels more like 4 or 5, or like you spent 2?
No, probably closer to 4 or 5 hours.
Okay, that's not bad.
Because I've been like playing it like a stealth game. So
Taking your time trying to figure out.
and certain times if I'm doing really well in a level, like I haven't like already fucked up or messed up stuff early, I'll start restarting checkpoints just to do an encounter just perfectly.
I was gonna ask, is there a restarting checkpoint? Because Mia was like,
Yeah,
all right,
it's-
I'm gonna jump down and get shot.
It's super forgiving too. So if you jump down into an area and get fucking shot or like beat up by a laser, it's like it kind of ports you back to like the last like
Standing,
surface where you were, and like no one was chasing you.
So at least it's forgiving on that front.
Yeah. And it kind of and you still keep all the collectibles and any seals that you've done. So if you like are like, I don't know how to kill this guard in this area and get this like bonus seal without fucking dying in the process, you can just go and do it, and then it'll checkpoint you back, but you'll still have that bonus thing that you just unlocked. So yeah, it's really, really forgiving. So
Sweet deal. What about you guys?
It's a lot of fun. $15. Definitely go pick it up. It's fantastic.
What's everyone else been playing?
I finished Spec Ops: The Line.
Is Riccio doing something?
No,
No,
I'm just dancing.
no. I finished. Finally finished Spec Ops: The Line.
And you liked it?
Shit. Fuck
Wait,
yeah.
Dan, did you finish it?
No.
Oh man.
I've heard
Kumar, have
a
you
lot
played
of-
it? Okay.
I've played it for all of, I think, 23 minutes.
Really?
Was it good?
Do you have it on Steam?
I do not have it on Steam. I saw that it went on sale a little while back, but I just I looked at it and I said,
You might want to think about getting it if you like. It is kind of a generic shooter, cover-based shooter.
Yeah.
But where it really gets me is all the psychological stuff that goes through with it,
okay.
and stuff.
If I could ask you though, Devin, for the ending, how many did you?
Don't even talk about this.
There's different ways. I
Yeah,
know
there's different
that.
ways. Did you just do yours and you were like, okay, well, or did you go and do other ones?
I just did mine.
Okay.
That's all I've done so far.
Okay.
I do plan on going back and seeing what else I can get differently of it.
Okay.
But in the last, 40 minutes of the actual game, the craziest shit happens, and I just kind of, I think right after I finished, I logged off and I sent a message to you, and went, I feel really fucked up right now.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't, because it's not like it punishes you for playing the game, but you just kind of play it and you're like, whoa, I just don't really know how to feel right now. It's good.
I would honestly say go back to the ending area.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe,
Yeah.
and do the endings,
Okay.
because some of them, it's not like I'm trying to do this the least spoilery as possible. It's not
I
like
don't even think you should be talking about it.
well, no, it's not like it's like, oh no, instead of this happening, this is happening. It's like completely different ways
I've
that it'll
heard-
just end off.
Yeah, I've heard some pretty crazy things about it that have different endings. Not so much based on like one or two things, but a combination of everything, and it is completely
Well,
not a 360.
I have an
but-
important question.
What?
Sure.
Is it based on actions through the game?
Not
Or
really.
is it an end choice?
It's an end choice.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was more action.
No.
Really?
How many endings are there? Or
What
how many
will-
different ways are there?
From what I could tell, I think there's 4. Well, there's 2 straight off the bat, which are, I think, it's been a while. 2 straight off the bat, which are just like, oh, you did one thing or the other. But then
Yeah.
there's like right before that, like seconds maybe before that, there's like another choice, and then in that choice it spawns off like another kind of like epilogue.
Oh, okay.
And if you
yeah,
do the
yeah.
epilogue, then there's 3 choices in there.
Okay, yeah. No,
So
I know that one. I know what you mean.
Okay,
But-
so it's all choices at the end. So
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
Yeah.
But from what I can tell is I think depending on what you've maybe done throughout, the dialogue will change, I think.
Oh, so
but
it
that
does
makes
actually
sense.
affect it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know. From what I've heard, the choices that seem so crazy going throughout the game, apparently you don't have much choice
In.
Yeah. There's like yes or no things, but they don't impact
Not
too
much,
much,
I'll say.
except
Yeah.
for like as you're playing, like people react differently. Like during the journey, maybe your teammates will say different things,
Oh, okay.
but in terms of the impact on the ending, I don't think it has a huge thing.
The dialogue in that game is just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
In ways that it was like it's done well. Or
Oh yeah, it is done supremely well. As you get further into the game, shit gets more fucked up, we'll say,
Yeah.
and that toll that you see on the actual characters themselves is not just your standard. Okay, go in, fuck everything up, and you don't think about it ever again.
Yeah.
There are moments in that game where I think, I just fucking did that. Like, oh god, like I had to. There was no choice, but you feel bad,
yeah.
and then the characters start to
I think-
show where.
I think one of the most common themes that I heard about the game was specifically that it's just incredibly emotionally driven.
Oh,
Yes.
it really is. It is really emotionally driven, and like I said, at the end of it, when I finished it, I was not sure how I was feeling, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like, I was happy I finished the game, but at the same time, I was really sad that I finished the game.
You'll have to tell me what ending you got, because some of them kind of like deeply
Yeah.
kind of make you feel that way. The other ones are like, well, that was fucking awesome. And
Yeah.
then there's like weird shit like, oh, what if this would okay?
Yeah, no, like at the end of it, I was like, man, holy shit, and like everything.
That sounds crazy that a game can be that dynamic.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Well, it's
configurable.
dynamic, but the thing is that because instead of like most games where you'd have like maybe a choice at the end or near the end that would kind of choose what will happen, instead of it just being like, oh, let's name any other, let's not name a game, but let's say, oh, I've been with this guy the entire time. Do you want to like betray him or do you want to not? And then like this one, instead of just being like, oh, you did betray him, or oh yeah, you betrayed him. It's like, oh, this is gonna happen, and then these events will occur. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, this is gonna happen. Well, these events will be like
So you're
this.
saying
So this is gonna happen.
rather than the traditional video game ending, which is like a singular choice,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
just like a
ending
quick branch.
cutscene, it's like, okay, there is the last hour of this game is the ending of it. So you're making a choice, and then another one, and then another one.
Yeah, kind
Yeah.
of.
Okay, I
Not
get it.
that intense, but yeah. Yeah, it's like
The-
completely different. Like depending on how it ends, you could like start off like if they'd ever make a second game, but they wouldn't. I don't think they would. But like
I don't think it's sold well
Yeah.
enough.
No.
So if ever they make a second game, each one could literally be
a
a
different game.
branch that would go off into a completely different story.
Yeah,
That's like if you guys played Infamous 2. I know you have.
No, I haven't.
Kumar.
I haven't.
Okay.
Platinum that shit, yo.
The way that game, yeah, my copy.
No, I don't have your copy anymore.
No, I know, but you used my
I used
copy
your
to get
copy.
the platinum, yes. The way that game ends, whether you go light or evil, is they would have to make two different
Oh, yeah.
Infamous 3s.
They'd have
Oh,
to
yeah?
be very,
Yeah,
very different.
Really?
There's no way that they make one singular Infamous 3 and it be able to cohesively bring the endings of
They're
the
very,
game
very
together.
different.
I really have to mess
Infamous
around-
1, which I'm thinking the spoiler moratorium is up on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ending of that game, whether you were light or dark, is just like
Oh
the,
shit.
the different things that Cole is saying
Yeah.
at the end, and he reflects on the choices that he's made in the game.
That
Infamous 2 is just two drastically different things, and you actually
Really?
play out a different like final mission depending on which direction you went.
They actually they had a couple of pretty emotionally charged decisions you had to make in that game as well.
that's kind of intense.
If you really like that kind of stuff, seriously, play more time into it.
Yeah.
I would like to point out also, if anybody's thinking of playing Spec Ops Online, it's only $29 now. So
Yeah.
I would like to point out that Infamous 2 is like $20, and you guys should both get on.
yeah, I really want to play Infamous 2, but
I
I don't know, there's a lot of stuff I need to get to. I would love to get to Infamous 2 because I really did enjoy
would be great.
1, especially the way it kind of leaves you off. It was like a big like, what the fuck? And it was just
Yo, Infamous 2 just like goes right into that.
How
right
long
at the
is
beginning.
Infamous 2?
Really?
Infamous 2 is,
It's probably a good.
I
20
want to
hours.
say it's about the same length as the first game, but
Yeah.
with
Oh, okay.
way less like filler of like,
Repetition.
okay, so I beat this entire sub boss. Now I'm gonna just go to this next island and start over again. And,
Yeah,
It seemed,
I
it seemed a little
didn't
bit more
like that that
directed. It was a lot more directed.
and you're in different like parts of the island depending on like what, like you're never in like really a depowered zone where it's
Oh,
just
okay.
like, okay, so I just walk around for a while till I find a sewer entrance and then
yeah, like the first game.
yeah.
Granted, I still enjoyed the first game, even if it was kind of like that.
Yeah,
Um,
I really
The
liked it.
The ending of the first game was like a total like, what the fuck has been happening in this game? This
Yeah.
is crazy. This
Yeah, I know.
ending, holy shit.
Yeah, I know. And then I was like, did that thing where it's like, oh, I'm gonna go back and be the evil. No.
Well,
Never
we
played
all
it again.
finished the first Infamous.
I have.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So can we just talk about that ending?
I don't even remember it.
You don't remember
I've
it?
drawn
It
a
was when,
blank on it.
Well, you remember you're fighting against like Kessler and his
Yeah.
forces the entire time.
Yeah.
Isn't
right?
he just like, yo, me?
Yeah, exactly. He's
Yeah.
like, yo, I'm fucking you from the future.
Yeah.
And I've
Yeah.
been like training you so you can deal with this fucking beast thing. It's just like, what the fuck is happening in this game right now?
Yeah.
They jumped the space shark.
Yep, they definitely did.
Well, it's just crazy because it's all in like the final cutscene. You're just like,
But the entire time you're like, this is a pretty cool game. Like my character's, and then they like drop that bomb on you, and you're like,
What the
What?
fuck?
Yeah, it happened really, really quickly.
Yeah.
It happened really quickly.
Was not a hinted at thing.
Yeah.
No, not
Well,
at all.
if you go back and you play it again, there's kind of like little things that you can see, like some of the stuff that they explain, like, oh, that's why he was doing it. You can see that, like, that's represented
Yeah.
in the game as you are playing it. You just, there's a very low chance that you're actually going to catch on to that while you're playing it.
You're not
going
going
to
to be playing the game and think, oh, yeah, that guy I'm fighting?
He
that's me."
could be me from the future. Yeah, like, there's no...
None of that. There's none of that. Oh, yeah, that's me from the future.
So here's a question for you guys.
Sure.
What
Shoot.
would you say would be one or more of your favorite gaming characters?
One or more of our favorite gaming characters.
There's
What the
something.
fuck kind of question is that?
There's something to think about. Who would you say would be one of your favorite gaming characters? So whether it was Cole, whether it was
Oh, man, that's
Pokemon.
really hard.
I don't even know.
Zach from Deadly
Final
Premonition.
Really?
I have no idea.
What's his full name?
Ah, fuck. It's like
Zach York
Zach-
Morgan? Is that right?
Francis York Morgan.
Yeah, that's
and then
right, okay.
Zach is. Okay, not spoiling.
Yes.
Not spoiling, but yes.
No, I know. Yes.
Yeah, Francis York Morgan is probably the coolest fucking character in the world. But in terms of like, other than that, I don't know.
I think
I don't know.
Thane is pretty badass.
Speaking Mass Effect.
Speaking of Mass
Yeah.
Effect, Thane
Yeah,
was-
that's
Thane,
pretty,
yeah.
Thane
his,
was pretty badass.
I remember my reaction when I first saw his entrance is unreal. When you're first introduced to Thane, do you guys remember his entrance?
It doesn't.
I do, yeah.
Spoiler-
You've been
spoiler alert.
Drops
driving
down
down
and,
like
like-
Mass Effect 2.
Yeah,
That
I
shit's
guess.
years old.
Isn't it when he drops from a vent and like? Just
Yeah, like
fucking-
what happens is
He
you're
just
going
fucking murders
after,
everyone in that room. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going after one of the diplomats, like who's
No,
involved
she's
in
like a
corruption.
fucking crime lord.
Yeah, well, but she's a diplomat's sister. Remember, she was like
Yeah,
whoever's sister.
but she's a fucking crime
Yeah,
lord.
like
She's
the
not,
girl is like she's like
subtle at all.
yeah,
about
she's nuts. Like she's murdered a bunch of people and whatever it is. Anyways, he basically just like the guy ninjas the whole room.
Yeah.
And then prays,
Badass.
and then stops to pray.
Mhm.
But I just remember my initial gut reaction when I saw that. I was like, man, this game is so cool.
Yeah.
This game is so cool.
I'm trying
I
to
don't
think
know.
of other characters.
I still think Kratos is pretty badass.
Chris is pretty cool.
I wish he'd stop yelling for
Yeah,
10 seconds. But
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, he yells a lot.
yeah,
But
the guy yells
I just
way
picture him
too
like
much.
eating a sandwich.
And I get it. I get that he's upset.
It's really funny that you should mention him eating a sandwich, Devin, because there exists a video of someone doing God of War QuickTime events to
Yeah,
make and eat a
just-
sandwich.
yeah.
I remember
I have
seeing
that
that.
on my favorites.
Really?
Yep. And they have the whole thing with like the knife and the
Yeah.
like the mayo or whatever.
It's
it is.
done
He
so
smashes
well.
the jar
Yeah.
down at some point. I'm like, holy shit! Like I'm surprised the bottom didn't like explode out.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing
my
is done in the
God.
same vein.
But not one of my favorite characters, but something I've been kind of playing recently. But Death from Darksiders 2 is actually a really cool character. And I just wanted to mention something that his voice was kind of weird to get used to. 'Cause I'm like, man, it sounds like this guy's like forcing it. But that was like the first hour of it. But then it kind of grew on me like, dude, this is so awesome. Because the way the lines he says.
Yeah.
And somebody in my channel while I was playing it linked me a video to the actual voice actor. And that's just his normal voice. Like he just has like this fucking deep, gritty voice. He's like, just when he talks, I was like, he didn't even change his voice during this game. Like, it just sounds so awesome.
He just got up there and started chatting.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
I don't think we can forget about Nathan Drake.
Oh yeah, Nathan Drake.
Actually, I'm gonna say Max Payne.
Max Payne's
yeah?
pretty cool.
He stole this little piece of my heart.
I would say Max Payne from 1 and 2 more than 3.
Really? I haven't played 1 and 2, so 3 for me is just
1 and 2 is like a deep kind of. Fuck, this is gonna sound gay, but like, a
super
poetic,
meta.
yeah,
poetic.
medic, crazy dude, and then the third one's just like this, like unhappy drunk.
He lost everyone that he's ever cared about.
Yeah,
Yes,
but it
he's
had
gonna be
so much,
unhappy.
It
and
had
drinking.
so much meaning in the first two, and then it was just like, well, I better just go do jobs and make money and kill people. This was
Just
fucking-
like
I
that,
don't
eh?
There's great little
They paid
character
for the-
moments in Max Payne 3, though.
Oh,
where,
yeah.
like just the way he reacts to things and the stuff that he says is great.
If you like the character moments, 1 and 2 is nothing but.
really.
It's great. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah.
Kumar, did you play or finish Max Payne 3?
I did not. To this day I haven't even played Max Payne 3.
Oh,
I played
Dan
Max
and
Payne
I would
1.
shut the fuck
Fully?
up about it.
Hold on. Fully? Max Payne 1?
No, I haven't gone through Max Payne 1 at all.
How far?
Or
Oh.
I shouldn't say at all, sorry. I played like the first, I don't know, like 20 minutes or something of it.
Oh god.
If
You
I
guys all
lent
make
you
me
Max
sad.
Payne 3 for Xbox, would you play it?
I'd find some time.
Good.
I've heard good things about it.
Oh
Okay.
god, yes.
I heard jumping around.
It's
in slow motion.
Devin
is
and
fun.
I's game of the year so far.
Oh, yeah?
Like,
Fuck
that's how good it is.
Jeez.
Really? Still?
So, like-
Still, what the fuck else have we played
I don't know.
I still think. Wait, when did Mass Effect 3 come out?
Actually,
was that this year?
this year? Yeah.
Like I'm still all
See,
for saying that.
For me, I don't think I can even. I don't think I have the right to be involved in a Game of the Year discussion because I just haven't played enough games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my choices because I love Mass Effect and I think that universe is phenomenal and everything. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think.
Well, I'm the same way about it, but Max Payne 3
Max
is
Payne 3
real
was-
solid.
Oh man, it's real
Man.
good.
I guess the
Really
more and more I
good.
think about Max Payne 3, it was really fun going through it, and I enjoyed the characters. But it just felt like I don't want to say generic. 'Cause it
You
doesn't sound
wanted more
generic.
of that like crazy meta stuff that he says in the first game.
Kind of, but even like gameplay wise, like yes, it felt like they got it all down really good, but it just there's something about it that when I was done, I wasn't left with like, yo, that was fucking crazy. It was like that had some cool moments and it felt awesome, but it was just like still just good. Like it's-
what's your Game of the Year, Riccio?
Oh man, I have no idea anymore.
Yeah,
I have like
he-
a list that I kind of been
yeah.
dancing around.
You just haven't decided yet. Like you've played.
There was
a lot
something
of-
that I was saying recently.
We
though.
have a Google Doc
What was-
for this reason.
There's something I played recently that I was saying might actually take it, which I think I was saying might have been.
Actually, you realize we're
Oh.
sitting here, we're having this discussion when we really shouldn't be,
Yeah, I know.
because look at what's coming within the next,
Yeah,
3-4
we got
months.
Oh,
Borderlands
man.
2 and Torchlight 2 just next week, which is going to be crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. I
Torchlight
can't.
2 is
Actually,
next week.
That's
Yeah.
part of why I
And
haven't,
Baldur's Gate.
Oh man,
the
Baldur's
remake.
Gate.
It's part of why I haven't even tried out Spec Ops.
Oh,
Is because of the fact that I sat here and I said, if I try it out now, I'm gonna play it maybe once or twice
fair enough.
Wait, which game?
before Torchlight comes out, and
You
then
could-
Which game?
If you sit down,
Spec Ops.
Oh,
if you sit down for 2 good 4-hour stints, you could probably get it done.
I think
Oh, it's
I think
short,
I
eh?
went through Spec
Just
Spec
bump
Ops
it down
in
to
roughly
easy.
5 or
That's
6
what I'm
hours.
going to do to finish it.
I went through it on 5 I think it was 5 or 6 hours. I casted the thing and I was playing on the hardest mode and I just rolled
Jeez.
through it. But it all depends on like I used the controller, which I think had a little bit of auto aim or something. But like it's not that hard to go through. There's some moments where you're gonna kind of get stuck and it maybe takes a bit longer. But in terms of time, it's not like a Max Payne, which is still that was like 10 hours for me. But
That was closer to 15 for me.
I think the longest game that I've beaten in the shortest amount of time. I think I told you about this, Dan.
Probably.
I beat Resident Evil 4 in 3 hours and 4 minutes.
What?
Holy shit.
that is
Power-
mind-boggling.
And in my, I mean, in my defense, and to
I was in my
clarify
underwear. I was like,
this- actually,
Shit.
I probably was in.
oh, shit.
Oh god.
I did that. I mean, I powered through that with. I mean, obviously, I had like, I don't know, I had all the items and everything.
Yeah.
It
Oh, you're
was-
talking about like Chicago typewriter and all the crazy stuff. you
Yeah,
get from
like I
unlocking?
had,
Okay.
I had everything, and I just plowed through it. And I
I
think
thought you meant like a fresh game, just like 3 hours.
No,
this,
no, no,
let's go.
fresh-
I was gonna be like,
fresh game.
damn, dude.
fastest time fresh game on professional was I want to say it was like 4 hours and like 48 minutes or something. I did
Damn.
it in not
That's
much longer.
Pretty.
My
I did it
brother,
4 or
my
5?
brother has done a
4.
very similar thing with Resident Evil 5. He's under 4 hours on his total completion.
Yeah, I
for
have
that
something.
game.
I have something stupid with
On
that
like
too.
veteran or something.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's some of the stuff you can steamroll by. Like you don't even really have to go through it all. So there was a lot of a lot of parts in the game where you didn't need to kill everything.
Yeah.
So I would knife someone and I'd run past them.
Nice.
Just enough to stagger him and just go.
Part of why they would. That's probably part of why they were chasing me so hard.
Quick question, because I know October's kind of slowly creeping in. Are you any of you guys picking up Resident Evil 6 for the 360 at all? Because I'm probably gonna not get it for the PC. Cause
I'm
I'm
getting
afraid
it
of
for 360. I buy
I'd-
everything on 360 that's not.
Yeah.
But it was more to check, like, even not even 360 related, but like if anybody's actually picking that up
I think I'm gonna get it
Yeah,
on
I'm buying
PC.
on PC.
But the problem is that I have.
Well, PC, it's out later.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
like it's I think a month later or something.
yeah,
But
definitely.
the problem is that right now, I mean, as of today, I only have like I don't know, I have like 15, 16 gigs free.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, and so I'm looking at that and I'm like, Torchlight's gonna be
Probably 8 or
yeah,
7
probably
or
just under 10 maybe, and then
Mhm.
Borderlands is 20.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm already in a deficit when it comes to hard drive space.
Yeah.
You're
So I gotta
screwed.
clear out a bunch of stuff.
So I think what you should do is you should definitely install Spec Ops and then Borderlands, because that makes sense in terms of space.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and delete like GTA and because
Oh, okay,
Grand
yeah.
Theft like Liberty City Stories is
You can delete Portal too. We
20
finished
something
that.
gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I figure I
must
can
have
keep that on
already.
I can keep that on the Mac side. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
it's true because it's.
So it's cross-play anyway, so I can keep that on the Mac side, and I'll delete it on
The Windows
delete it on the
partition.
Windows side, yeah. And I'll delete it on the Windows partition, install it on the Mac partition in case, because I have 30, 40 gigs.
If we ever want to go and play much more of that
Because I know what's going to happen is the one day that we do actually want to try it out.
it's not installed.
I'm like, I got 12 gigs to download, man. Sorry.
Brutal.
But what game were we just?
We were talking about
Torchlight.
Spec Ops and Torchlight.
Torchlight,
we-
Spec Ops, Resident Evil.
Resident Evil, right? Yeah, I heard the last thing I heard about that was that they were actually going to fix all the like tearing issues. I think.
I think they're going to have to. I
Yeah.
don't think they have a choice. They
God,
have to.
people-
brutal.
Bitched about that
Oh
insanely.
yeah, people are going
so-
to rip them apart if they release that. Capcom as a company itself is going to get beat the shit out of.
Yeah.
People are going to hold it against them for years. This is exactly what's happened with Square Enix. Like they're re-releasing garbage, or they're releasing titles that just aren't put together the way that they used to be. So
I don't want to say releasing garbage to what I'm going to say, but you know how they re-released Final Fantasy VII
Yep.
on their
PC,
PC
right?
servers or
Yep.
whatever? Really cool what they're doing. They kind of made their own kind of like Steam service where you could check achievements and have friends and hubs and all that stuff. It also manages your save file. Now, what's kind of interesting is you can see, like, you know, whenever you go and you go to save and you have like that choose your save locations and it'll have
Yeah.
like the characters' faces. It does that, but it shows it in your browser.
Oh wow.
But there's a button right above it, which I don't remember the exact words, but it just says like change skills or upgrade character or charge character or something. And you hit a button and it maxes out all your health, all your level, all your money, all your everything.
What?
I don't know. It's my
What?
friend that was telling me about this. I don't know if you hit the thing and you have to pay money, but there's just a button to just hack your save. Just straight up in the browser on
so
their
broken.
service.
Wow.
So I don't know if it's just like for people who've played it and they just want to roll through it.
yeah,
But
you know what they should have done, right? Like they should have released, rather than, have you heard about this this huge, like this massive or not a deal, but like this box set that they have
no.
that's coming out?
Oh yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
heard
yeah,
about that.
Yeah.
And it's like 400 something bucks. You've heard about this, eh, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the
It's
anniversary.
every Final Fantasy
Yeah,
game.
you sit there and you look
Oh,
at it
really?
and you're like, you're rehashing.
For
I
what?
think it's except 11 and 14.
Except
For what,
yeah.
though?
MMOs, yeah.
For what system?
PS3.
I think for
Oh.
PS3.
Because
yeah.
it has all the old like PlayStation discs because
Yeah.
they're compatible with it or
Is
whatever.
he gonna have like one in like the NES versions and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all-
everything's there.
That's
Everything's there, man. Literally everything. But what they could have done
Isn't it like a 30 disc
Oh, yeah,
collection or
it's
something like
massive.
that?
I
Because
thought it was bigger. I thought it was like
and
But
stuff.
you know what's
35.
you know what's really stupid about that though? Like honestly, the NES days, like how much space are those games really going to take up? There's no reason they couldn't have fit all of that stuff onto.
They probably could have fit everything up to like even past all the PlayStation 1 games, like
Onto
from
a single
NES to-
Blu-ray.
onto a single Blu-ray. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
they could have done that. And I look at it and I'm like, this is again, it's a perfect.
But then they'd have to
example.
like port that and do the code for that.
But apparently, it's the easiest thing in the world for them to have done. So what I don't get is they could have either gone that route, or they could have not printed it at all and just released them digitally, a week apart each time, or 2 weeks apart. It would have been.
We're just like
Yeah.
all in the same
It would have got
way, I feel like.
everyone. Everyone would have been pumped.
But I think it's the fact that it's a collector's thing.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
get all those
Yeah.
old
Yeah.
discs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you
Still.
buy this, you're getting like the PS1 ones on PS1 discs
Yeah.
and like the PS2 ones on PS2 discs.
Oh, really?
Like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all original.
Okay, and
discs.
So you
that-
have to play it on like the original consoles.
Oh, that's messed up then.
yeah.
I still
Wait, so
think
that
it's-
doesn't mean 1 through whatever are also all actually like NES cartridges?
I think it's a gamble for them to have done that.
I think
but
it's like a PlayStation disc, is it not?
it's
Yeah.
a.
Oh.
It's either that or
they've
isn't,
made
it,
remakes.
isn't there a PSN download as well in there?
Possibly.
There's some
Yeah, I think
PSN
there is a
downloads.
PSN download.
Unless it's
with
just
it.
like a dynamic theme or something. I don't remember what the provisions are regarding what they plan on putting in the box.
Yeah.
Either way, though, I don't know. I don't think it was handled well.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of stuff. I understand anniversary collections, let's say for stuff like Street Fighter, because they're like quick games. You can kind of get up and play them, but I can't see, other than from a collector standpoint, I can't see someone being like, yo, I'm going to buy the whole Final Fantasy collection and actually go through every single game without dying.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's more like
yeah.
Yeah, because
I have all these discs now.
Yeah, aren't they all like
I
40, 50 hour
own-
games?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty beastly. They're JRPGs.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're beastly games.
Yep. So there's
Yeah.
big dragons that pop out of mountains, and there's other bunches stupid crap.
The
Agree.
hero has pointy hair.
Yeah,
Yep.
and too many zippers. Nobody needs that many zippers.
What was your favorite console? There's a question for you. Speaking of consoles,
The N64. It had Rogue Squadron
mine was
and
Mr.
Lego Racers.
Mr. Game and Watch.
What the fuck? There's no Lego Racers on
You
that.
you don't know what Mr. Do you know what Mr.
Yeah.
Game and
Yes, I
Watch
know
Yeah.
what it is. He was in Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah, he was. That's true.
I actually have the original Game Boy cartridge of the Mr. Game & Watch games.
seriously.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's like, I think there's 6 of them on the cartridge, and they're shit.
Yeah, they're not.
I don't like them.
They're
but
not.
I
They're not
own
impressive. Not impressive by
it. No,
this.
they're not.
By
Not
this
really
day's
at all.
standards.
I would have to say that my favorite, well, I don't know, you guys might be too young for this one, but like The console that I used to,
What
that I
the
like the
fuck?
most
What?
is probably like I think it was called like the iPhone. No, I'm kidding. No,
You think they call it the iPhone?
I think they call it the iPhone. No, I actually don't know what the fuck mine would be.
I think I'm gonna have to say SNES.
N64. N64. What is
I'm
your
actually
actual one?
I'm gonna have to agree
Kumar?
with you on that one, Dan. N64.
What about you, Riccio?
Kumar, what's your actual one? It's not
I
actually
think-
Game & Watch, is it?
No. I think it's SNES.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's
I think
good
it's a
too.
Super Nintendo. Part of why is because like if you look at games from the N64 and PlayStation era, right?
Yeah, you had Rogue Squadron and Lego Racers. That's
But
all
think-
you ever needed.
But think about it in today's standards. Like today, they just look horrible. They don't hold up. They don't stand
Yeah.
up. They're not as playable. Whereas if you look at like all
Fucking
of
what?
like
Lego
the-
Racers go play right now.
the classic like the 16-bit games are just so you can play them even today and they're
Yeah,
still fun.
they
Yeah.
age well.
They don't bother your eyes. And
No.
Shit isn't super blocky.
Yeah.
Lara Croft's boobs aren't super pointy. It's just an easy.
They're not the early age of 3D stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they-
You look at that shit, you're like, fuck this shit. I'm Polygon.
Like I'm pretty sure the earliest I would go from a 3D perspective would probably be like the Xbox, PS2, and GameCube era.
Okay, yeah.
But with the N64, like I have.
You're skipping that first gen 3D
Yeah, I
stuff.
think so.
Yeah.
I think so. The only game that I would really enjoy would probably be Smash Brothers, maybe.
Agreed. You have made a valid
Not
point.
even Rogue Squadron or Lego Racers.
Well, I'd play that. Well, Lego Racers and stuff. Have
Have you played Rogue Squadron?
yes,
Okay,
of course,
God,
of course.
Jesus.
Of
Have
course.
you guys?
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I remember renting it a few times.
I'm surprised it hasn't
I
come
don't.
back.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not a huge Star
It's a
Wars
Nintendo
person.
thing, and they're not going to release it on the
Yeah.
Wii. I hope they do. Plus, that studio closed. They made
Yeah.
Lair for the PS3 and then got closed.
Yeah, we all know how well that did.
Oh,
Lair was such a cool premise, but then
yeah.
Oh, you can only control it with the DualShock. Well,
Yeah.
this is nope.
done. Cut from the team.
Jeez.
There were a lot of wicked games though.
I miss Factor 5. That's the studio.
Oh man, that was,
Okay.
Yeah, they did a lot of work. It was that was really sad though when they got shut down. It's the same thing as what who are the guys who developed Omeler?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
big,
38
big
Studios.
38
Yeah,
Studios.
That was ridiculous. Like everyone knows their sales numbers. They did really really well, and they're still.
Yeah, I
Development.
still can't believe whenever the was it the governor or whatever, he was just
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
1
there's-
million. That's not good enough. It's
there's-
like what
there's a lot
the
of
fuck?
But see, there's a lot of
Like
politics
when a
involved.
game hits 1 million, that's like
Like,
You
yo,
make
we
another
did it.
one.
Like,
Yeah.
like get this, Darksiders 2 did like super, like is a fantastic game, and it only sold 250,000 ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, specifically regarding 38 Studios, like apparently there was a lot of political issues
Yeah.
going on.
Oh, yeah, there
specifically
were.
with the actual
Yeah.
state.
well, it was that
So-
the governor that made the deal to like do this like state-funded studio.
Back to, like he
Well,
retired.
he wasn't he's not the governor anymore. So
Yeah,
the new guy's just like, yo, fuck this, I don't care.
Mhm.
yeah.
1 million ain't enough. You owe us
Which-
the money now,
yeah.
but we don't. What?
But we don't have it. Well, I want
Thanks,
it right
guys.
now.
Yeah, he screwed them.
I wonder where all those assets went for that MMO they were making.
I know people have been just posting it to try and get jobs elsewhere, but a lot of them I think got picked up.
Did they actually?
Fucking state
I
owns
think
all
so.
of it.
Oh, actually, no, man, we're dumb. Epic Games picked up the majority of them.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
The people, yeah.
Yep, Epic Games
But
picked
I
up a lot of them.
mean the actual MMO assets.
Oh, okay. Like the actual work that they had
Yeah.
done.
Before we stray
They
too far
fucking
from
went out with the computers that the state reclaimed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we own this now.
Yeah, they do. That was the whole point of this business.
Yeah.
We're going to print them out, put them in our offices.
Before we stray too far from you asking, you know, you're saying like the best console.
Yeah.
It's gonna sound really silly because it's not even the console that I actually ever owned. But going back to it now, like I've played as growing up. I've had the NES, SNES. I had a Genesis with like 3 games that it was kind of really broken, and then I had an N64, GameCube, and then an Xbox, Dreamcast. Like it kind of went up from there.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never actually played like a PlayStation 1. Well, I've played a PlayStation 1. I've played a PlayStation 2, but I've never actually owned them.
Okay.
Going back now because I was able to get a PlayStation 3 that played the older games.
Yeah.
It's gonna sound really dumb, but my favorite console, as much as I've never owned one, would almost be a PlayStation 2 because it sounds like there's so much stuff on that I've missed.
PlayStation 2 was a pretty
There was a
fantastic
Yeah,
console.
like-
I think it had the longest
Massive.
life of that
Yeah,
generation.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
still
Library.
there's still some things that kind of that were coming out for it for like even way into this generation.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
tons of stuff that it came out on the PS2 and like never on anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Because the original Xbox like started late and ended early because they released the Xbox
Yeah.
360 first,
Yeah.
and they got into the game late with the original Xbox. So
Yeah.
the PS2 was around for like forever, and the GameCube was mostly like first party Nintendo stuff and like
Yeah.
a few other things.
Every
So-
Nintendo console is first party.
The PS2 was around for the longest part of that, and they had so many games on it.
Yeah, but in terms of not even about so many games, I mean, like going back to it, there's so many things that I've played that even have maybe some of our PlayStation 1, like Silent Hill. The Silent Hill series, like 1, 2, 3. I know some of them came on the Xbox as well. But like those things were crazy. A lot of the like Ratchet and Clank games, the Jack and Daxter games, the Sly Cooper games. I guess even Kills on One, but I don't know. Just there's Clock Tower games, like.
Yeah,
There's
it's
been
crazy
so
amount.
many
Crazy amount of stuff.
Not a crazy amount. It's just the quality of really unique stuff that came out in that era was always on the PlayStation 2. I find
It's so good they can
And-
release it in HD packs for the
yeah, I know.
PS3.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's crazy the amount of stuff that I missed. And, like,
Someone in
people
the
are saying
chat is yelling
Spyro's
Spyro.
and Crash Bandicoot. Like there's so many great games that came out on the PlayStation 2, and I never owned one. And looking back at it now, it's almost like I'm super sad that I didn't have the chance to play all of those, because now I'm trying to like go back and see which ones I can get through the HD packs. But there's just
and
so
buy
many of them.
some of the old ones.
Shadow of
but
the
they're so
Colossus,
rare.
Ico, and all that stuff. Like, there's so many good things that came out for the PlayStation 2. Instead of just like, you look at the Nintendo, like you really enjoyed like Rogue Squadron or something. Some people enjoyed like other stuff than 64, like GoldenEye. Like, yes, that's
The
one or
reason
two
why
games.
I like the GameCube over anything else is because it had a lot of good, fun 4-player
Yeah, that's true.
split-screen games.
Yeah, but what I mean is like for the older consoles, I feel like a lot of people will have like those one or two games that they really enjoyed from the older ones. But it seems like the PlayStation 2 just had so many crazy different franchises that came out for it, which are even to this day like super just remembered
Well
insanely.
respected.
Like even like the Final Fantasy series, for example. Like just there's so many of them that just I'm almost sad that I never really had a PlayStation 2. But it would have, I guess, if I would have had the chance to own one, it probably would have been my favorite console for now.
It's
But
definitely a wicked console.
Pretty intense.
yeah.
Actually, it was to even further add to that. It was the only console that I actually brought with me places, because when they released the slim
The
model.
Slim,
Oh,
that was
yes.
fucking tiny.
That
Yeah,
was great.
It was tiny, and like what I would end up doing is I bought like I remember just buying something off eBay or something. It was a little travel kit. So what you end up doing is you leave everything plugged in, and then at the back there's a little Velcro piece, and you kind of just prop that down, and then all the AV cables and the power cable, you'd literally just pull them out.
That's
And
amazing.
then, yeah, and it was so easy. So I'd bring that with me whenever I went over to my grandparents' place. Or
Man, the GameCube had a handle on it.
Yeah, that
it
is
was
true.
a carry
yeah,
case,
I know.
That is pretty. That is true. It's very true.
but you needed a crane to lift the Xbox. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I went.
Yeah.
I went and just full out modded the Xbox, like hardcore modded the Xbox. That thing is
Media
it's-
centered it.
Yep, that thing is just as like it can do just as much as my PS3 right now. Aside from obviously playing the games.
Yeah, my dad kind of did the same thing. He's just like, yo, I'm gonna buy an Xbox. What does it do? Play games? Fuck that shit. We're watching videos and stuff. It's now a media center for the house. It's like,
I have
you know it plays things, right?
I have a terabyte hard drive in my Crystal Edition original
Really?
Xbox right
Yeah.
now. Yep.
Oh.
And I have
Yeah, I got one of those.
all the games that I have. I mean, all the games that I don't stand for piracy, quite honestly.
No.
But I mean,
Yeah.
all the games that I have are copied onto my hard disk.
Yeah.
So I never have to bring them with me anywhere, and it's so convenient because I have all my TV shows there. I have a ton of movies. I have a bunch of music.
Yeah.
It's wicked.
That's the thing.
awesome.
Is like even with my dad, like he wouldn't even pirate things. He was just like, oh, it's now my media center.
Yeah, it was great for that. It
Jack-
was awesome.
Yeah, and because I don't know, I think it was easy to open up or something. Like I don't know, like because it's been so long that they've been out, parts would break, and you didn't just
Yeah.
go out and buy like another Xbox. Be like, all right, open this thing up, changing the drive, or like fixing stuff. It's kind of crazy. Like I don't know. Xbox One is a really good media center,
absolutely.
They are. They really are.
but
and then PS2 had a bunch of games, and GameCube had a handle.
man,
That's
it's
it. Yep.
it's kind of crazy to look back at some of the games that came out in like the PlayStation 2 / Xbox One time, and I guess GameCube, and
Yes, GameCube.
Yeah, I
had a
know.
GameCube. Did anyone else have a GameCube?
yeah, I had
Nope.
I did.
yeah,
Did
But-
you guys ever actually get into portable gaming at all?
Yeah.
kind of did.
Yeah. There was,
Um,
I did a big stint. with my-
Pokemon, Advance Wars.
Oh yeah, Advance Wars. Den was a
Advance
monster.
Wars.
Den was
Yeah.
a monster at Advance Wars.
But yeah, no,
I
when you
still am. Why are you saying
Yeah,
past tense?
yeah, that's true.
when you think about games from like that time, it's kind of crazy how everything that is like remembered from them from that time always did something like way different.
Yeah,
Whether it's like characters or something that they brought to the table, I guess, like just gameplay wise.
yeah.
And nowadays, like, yo, this game looks really cool because those animations and crazy climbing stuff. It's like I don't know. There's just everything
You're
new
saying
and
it's
cool
more
for this.
generic stuff, and like everything's just iterations, not
Iterations
totally
like, yo,
new.
did you see what they tacked on to this one? Yeah, that makes it so crazy. Like, but back then it was just like, dude, look at these characters, look at this world. Like, I don't know. it still happens nowadays, but I mean,
Nowadays, I find it's more 30-something brunette men.
Nowadays, those games don't get ads on the sides of buildings, and
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true.
don't get 1 million sales in pre-orders. So
Yeah.
Hey, have you guys ever seen the movie Gamer?
yeah.
yeah, I've seen that.
Gerard Butler.
Shut up and let me take over.
You've seen that movie, right?
Yeah.
When we can actually play games like that, I'll be so happy.
Without them being people dying.
Yeah, absolutely. There's obviously got to be. I mean, when we can get to the point where it is as
The
easy
premise of
as,
that movie was a good idea, though. It
Oh, yeah,
solved the
it's-
people dying.
you know what? It's
issue
stupid, but
because
I really
everyone was
enjoyed
like
that.
fucking death row murderers.
Yeah.
I really
if you
enjoyed
live
that
12,
movie,
they
though.
let you go, but not really, because
Yeah.
that's
'Cause-
the plot of the movie.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiled.
Yeah.
But
I'm fucking done with this podcast
when
now.
we can, but mind you, if you think about it, like
I want to say that movie was in like 08.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Spoilers for that are up. There's no.
companies have actually been trying to do that for a while now. Like even if you look at some of the work that Google has been doing, take a look at some of the projects that Google is trying to fund, or I shouldn't say fund, but trying to actually bring to fruition rather. And it is like they're trying to bring UIs to a headpiece.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Google Glass.
Talking
and
about
stuff.
the-
Yeah, all this other stuff.
There's
Like
also the Oculus.
it's eventually
thing.
and it's eventually going to go that route. I hope I can still run around and do backflips when when this stuff comes to commercial use. But
We're
so
gonna
that
need
you
you to
can do a
climb this
backflip in
building.
the game.
yeah, I guess.
Instead of like loading a map, it's just like you're gonna need you to travel all the way to
Yeah.
Rome, and you're gonna need to climb the Colosseum. It's like, okay, sweet.
Let's do this. That's gonna be wicked though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Would you guys? Okay, so check this out. Would you, if there was a cryo project, and like cryogenics,
Okay.
Right, okay.
and they tell you we'll freeze you for 500 years?
Oh, wait. Is it the whole body or just the head?
No, all
Just
of
the genitals.
What the hell's the matter with you? Why would
No,
they
no.
What
like-
the hell's the matter with you, Riccio?
Why would they just freeze your head?
No, that's actually that's the two options for cryogenics.
So
you
They
wanna
freeze
be-
your whole body
Yeah,
or they freeze your head.
but if they freeze your head, doesn't
Then you fucking-
Because
don't you
you
die?
will be
Then-
coming
no,
back
then you have to put
in
you
a
in a robot.
time when they're hoping they can regenerate a whole body.
Oh, I
That
see what
is
you're saying.
Or put you in a
seriously-
robot.
That is seriously fucking it. I do not make this shit up.
No, no,
I
no,
do
Why
no,
would
not-
you
But
just
it's
do the whole
cheaper.
body just in case? Okay.
I get you. Now I get
because
what
if you
you're
have
saying.
cancer in your lungs,
Because
you
your
don't
body
want-
would still age.
Exactly.
Technically, right?
Exactly.
But if
Okay.
you're frozen,
Okay, so let's leave the
No,
science.
but if you have like health problems or like a fucking like
You're missing a
lung
leg.
cancer or something.
yeah.
Yeah. You only want your head.
Okay, so here's the thing. So let's
Pretty-
put the
pretty head.
scientific the scientific side of things aside for a second.
I'm a scientist.
Cryogenics
damn
is
it.
perfected.
Yeah, let's say
All right.
cryogenics.
Okay, yes.
Let's say as of tomorrow, there's a big announcement. Cryogenics is good. Google's the one taking charge
Done.
because I'm sure that's probably gonna happen.
nice.
So Google
They,
calls
they
you up.
announce it by putting it in their little doodle on
Yeah,
their homepage.
and that's their next keynote because they want to combat the iPhone 5. So they decide to come out and say we are now taking
We're
cryogenic
rebranding
applications.
Nexus. It's
Yep.
actually a cryogenic
Wait.
chamber.
Yep.
So like the iPhone 5 thing where the dude came on stage and then it just kind of lifted out of the middle of the center of the stage, like just kind of on a pedestal.
Yep.
It'll just do that with this dude's head and it'll be like cryogenics.
he'll
Drops the
be-
mic, just
and
fucking walks off.
And he'll just yeah, cryogenics bitches. I'm out.
Google.
So
Done. Everybody's just screaming. People are weeping and crying.
so if they come out
There's
and
people
they
out
say,
in the street just setting fire to stuff. Life
Looting
doesn't
and
matter
everything,
anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
shit just hits the fan. So if
Anarchy.
tomorrow they come out and they tell you cryogenics is perfected, we're good, we can actually make this work, would you guys do it? Would they would you be okay?
I would set up a live stream inside the cryogenics thing and be like, yes, you guys can watch this happen. And
Oh
just
my
sit
god. So here's the
Right,
500
right
years.
up until I would do it right. There's like that scientifically proven point where you start losing brain cells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I would
It's
get to that point in my life.
42.
Okay.
Then do
Something
it.
Like
So
that.
what if they had
Yeah.
perfected it?
it's whatever Devin
What if
said.
they had perfected it and that wouldn't happen? And they said, we're giving you a choice. I
Okay.
don't know, let's say 500
Riddle me
years
this. Riddle me
or,
this.
I don't know,
Is,
600 or
like,
700
is
years?
cryogenics perfected at the point that I am now, or that I am like, if I were to be frozen now, I'm obviously going to be what my age then. But if I wait 10 years, can they reverse my aging effects?
Well,
in
that
the
would depend
future?
on science then.
That's not. That's not.
Yeah, let's say
cryogenics,
no. Yeah, that's a completely
not-
different
that's
All
not a
right,
cryogenics.
no, I would probably
Cryogenics is the last scientific breakthrough
ever.
ever.
ever. Yeah.
Okay, so
Ye-
they
all right.
go ahead and they tell you we'll wake you up in 500 years. Would you do it? So all your your friends, your family, all
Yeah,
the
When
people.
I'm
that's
at
the thing
right
that hits me
before
is-
the-
Yeah.
Friends, family, people I know.
well,
it's
they
just
all
like,
fucking do it too. Like, what's the problem?
What if
they
they-
don't,
what if
they
they
don't
can't?
want to do it. You're
What
just
if they
forcing
can't?
them into it.
At that brain cell
I'm
degradation
I'm
cutoff
making
point.
this such a horrible decision for you guys to
No.
make. So
I'm telling you that right before that point where you start
Okay.
losing brain cells. That's
I
what
would do it
that's what
if
you
my podcasters did it. Fuck the family. No, I'm joking.
Oh my god.
God, I'm terrible. No, I don't. Probably at that point, like Dan says, where you start losing brain cells. That's when I'd do it.
I think I don't know. It's something that I actually thought about the other day while.
Depends what games are coming out that summer.
Oh
What-
my God.
What if you could just backtrack it all, and tell them, hey guys, I want a library.
in this cryostasis, does time pass like time passes, or do you get
Like-
frozen and then the next thing you see in like an instant is you waking up?
Yeah,
500
like you're frozen.
okay,
and
fucking
you just,
whatever.
Because you're
yeah.
frozen. You're not.
So I
conscious.
create an investment plan
Yes.
and then freeze myself and then be fucking rich. 500
So
years.
get
I
this.
guess.
Okay.
All right,
Imagine
I'm
if
done.
this happens. You
Yep.
get into your cryo bed thing,
Yep.
and they're just like, see you in 500 years. Then like, psh, that's like, you wake up, welcome to the 1950s, and it's like, what the fuck just happened? Like you went back in time somehow, nothing makes sense anymore, and now you're stuck, and then you're gonna like see your family begin to grow. And
That's why do you have a creepy, creepy smile? on
Then
your
you
face?
set up all these investment opportunities.
Boom!
Like, hey, this new startup, it's called Apple.
Xbox, the Apple Xbox Station 2 Cube,
with a handle.
Wii U.
If do you think if Nintendo and Microsoft ever decided to make a console jointly, I know this is completely far fetched, would they call
No,
it
because online is not the future
the
of
X
gaming.
Cube?
Nintendo said so.
Yeah, but Nintendo sucks.
No, they would probably make it be like some sort of Nintendo thing, but with like an onomatopoeia in it, where it'd just be like "woo" and that's it. Because they just don't need to give it a good or shitty name.
Man, I used to.
Good
Just-
shitty name.
Good or it would be shitty. Like doesn't matter because it'd be the
They
only
call it the
amazing
Wii
thing.
Box.
I used to love Nintendo.
Wii Box.
I grew up
In the
loving
GameCube
Nintendo.
age.
Then you became
Up
a
until the
bigger,
end of the
bigger
GameCube
man.
age.
Up until the end of the game.
So you hate the Wii.
I can't stand the Wii. Because if you look at it, the most successful titles on the Wii tend to usually be virtual console titles. And I look at that and I'm
That's
like,
not true.
wait a second, I already have
Dude.
half of those.
Rhythm,
Yeah,
All that
well,
fucking
heaven,
first party stuff.
I know a lot of
rhythm,
their
heaven,
first-party stuff.
fever.
But see, even then, their first party stuff is just
Boom.
like, it's the same shit over
Bomb
and over
dropped.
again. It's just the first party stuff is always just the same shit released over
There was
and
no
over
Rogue
again.
Squadron on it, so what buy it?
Even just that, I'm like, man, like all the really
I
cool
gotta
stuff
ask
you guys
this. I gotta ask this. What was so good about Rogue Squadron? 'Cause I remember renting it.
Fucking
And it was
Star
okay.
Wars like flight simulator. What the fuck is not amazing about
I had
that
Rogue
game?
Squadron on the PC.
It had like medals and that was still fine.
It was amazing.
It was
I
called
played it
Rogue
with-
Squadron 3D on the
Dude,
PC.
I played it with a joystick.
Yeah, that's yes. It was for anyone that liked Star Wars, that was amazing because it was like a sci-fi. You could kind of recreate things from the game in the missions, but it was like there was this. It was almost like a leaderboard game because at the end of every level, you would get rated on your completion, like how many enemies you killed, the time you did it in, the friendlies that you didn't kill, the yeah, oddly objective. Like it was called Friendlies Lost, so it was like if you do the mission well enough and fast enough and perfectly enough, you won't lose like all the transports you were protecting. Like you can complete the mission with just one living, but to get the gold medal, you need to have all 5 of them living or something.
Okay.
So it was just this big like. I think it was because both my brother and my dad also played it, so we were constantly trying to. There was 3 save files.
You're just
on Rogue
constantly trying to
Squadron.
one
We
up
were
one
trying
each
to basically whoever could be the first one to get gold on every mission,
other.
and then you would unlock all these bonus missions and all these other like bonus ships. So if you got bronze on every mission, you go back to every single mission except the snowspeeder ones because you need a tow cable to kill the AT-AT walkers. You could play as the Millennium Falcon in any mission, and that was like, yo, this is fucking cool. I can aim my guns manually. This is wicked. And if I go into cockpit mode, the cockpit's on the side of the ship, so you can get fucked up if you're trying to fly through like a small area because yeah, it was fantastic.
It was
Okay.
such a cool game.
Okay.
And then Rogue Squadron 2, Rogue Leader, was like more canonical to the Star Wars universe. So it kind of like filled in little gaps and they added
It's more
more
story-driven,
to the stat tracking system. Yeah, and they actually had like its own like self-contained story about Rogue Squadron weaving in and out of the like regular movie storyline. And there was all kinds of more unlockables in that game. And then fucking Rebel Strike had co-op
I
and
remember Rebel
multiplayer. You
Yeah,
could play
yeah.
the entire storyline of Rogue Leader in cooperative, and like it had ground missions which were okay. They weren't great, but it still had the same amount of flight missions as every other Rogue Squadron. So the ground missions were just like fucking bonus, and you could like walk up to an AT-AT and like shoot a tow cable under it and just like zip up and hit it with a lightsaber.
You know what Star Wars game was awesome?
What Star Wars game was awesome?
Republic Commando.
Yeah, all of them.
I've never actually.
We've actually
played
talked about this before
We
on the
have-
podcast.
I have to buy that. Still.
Oh, I thought you. Oh, okay,
No,
never mind.
previously on the podcast, I
Yeah.
think like 10 episodes ago, that
Yeah.
Something like that.
Republic Commando.
we
was
all
so
really
good.
want to play it, but have not gotten to it. And I own it.
I have a copy as well.
Yeah,
So-
I have it on PC. I
Same
bought it on
here.
Steam sale.
I'll wait for a Steam sale and get it
so
myself.
cool.
But
as
yeah,
well.
I really want to. I need to find a place to buy a GameCube memory card because I still have Rogue Leader and Rebel
And you wanna-
Strike,
you
and
just
I want
wanna
to play
play
them again. But somewhere in the times that I've moved and my family's moved, my memory card is gone for my GameCube, so I cannot play that game.
I say you eBay it.
eBay it, or this is gonna sound dumb, but not really. But go to ebgames.com.
Really?
The com has more
Like
than
from the
CA.
actual American site.
Like
Yeah.
that older stuff.
Yeah, for some reason, I always find older stuff on the com instead of
Huh.
.ca here.
Like it
Interesting.
would literally be like I would want that GameCube memory card to play those games, like just those two.
Yeah.
Like
Hey,
that's
Dan.
it.
You can get one for $2.67.
Great, fucking order it for me right now. I'll give you a $5 bill.
I'm gonna try to find you the best possible deal I can. You can get 3 of them.
3 cents in a handy. Like a handy job, like a
Wow,
a
you-
plumber thing.
You don't have to say it like that. A
no, okay,
handy job.
a plumber thing sounds even worse.
Yeah, it really does.
Sounds just kind of like
Dan, you can
anyway.
also get 2 of them for $6.48.
All right, I'll look into
59
this.
blocks.
If you
What
get
the hell's-
17 of those, you
how
can
did
make
the
a
blocks
battle
work?
axe.
Do you remember,
I don't even know what the fuck blocks are.
do you remember how the blocks work? They,
I think
like,
I figured it out once,
yeah,
but I don't even care.
like they tell you, like you got to
A
get.
Rogue Squadron save file is like 9 blocks. So
Okay.
there you go.
So then
Oh,
good.
you're good.
And you only need 1 save file per game. So
What was it for the Wii as well? With the like, oh, I'm gonna download this virtual console game. It's like 1,000 blocks. I'm
yeah,
like,
everything's
what?
still in blocks.
I'm like, what the? What do I just? What is?
What is a block?
How do I get more blocks?
Do
I'm
I
pretty sure
download more
even,
RAM.
I think on the 3DS also, you put a fucking SD card in there. And it's like, great, you have 20,000 blocks now. I'm like, what?
I think that's when I calculated it out because the DSi, you could put an SD card in it and it would tell you the number of blocks based on the space on the SD card. I think that's when you could actually like go and be like, okay, so actually a 2 gig SD card is this many blocks, and
Yeah, but I think the only console that actually did it right was the PlayStation. I think both PlayStations.
well,
had
PlayStation
blocks.
just used megabytes and
Yeah,
shit.
but that's the thing. Like they used blocks,
But it was-
but they translated it the way that they should.
which was just 1 to 1.
where they just where they were just like, well, you're gonna have like a block per game or whatever they had actually translated it to. It
Yeah.
made sense. It was easy to follow. Whereas with Nintendo specifically, they're too busy saying like, okay, you've got, if you save a particular file 3 or 4 times, it might be different sized blocks depending on the size of the file. I'm like, why don't you just tell us why couldn't they have just used the computer term side of things where they just say it's
a
X
fucking
amount of
Nintendo.
megabytes?
That's why you'd always
Yep.
go out in that age. You just go out and be like, 64 meg huge cart's worth more money. Fuck it, never have to worry about what the hell a block is ever again, and just throw that shit in your
Well,
console.
that's what the memory card that I had was a 16x Mad
Yeah.
Catz card.
Yeah, I'd
So
always just buy one
whatever
of those.
fucking memory that was, I never had to worry about it again.
I remember there was either, I think we had one of those, or not that one, but like something that had a shit ton of memory on it. I think maybe it was for the Dreamcast. And then at some point we were like, just keep on stuff on it. And then one day it was like full. We were like, what? What do we? How did this? And then you like go through the list, like, oh, I can delete something, and then there's just like saves from everything you've ever played, and you're like, well, I don't want to lose any. Well, not playing the Dreamcast anymore.
It's heartbreaking if you ever have to delete a game save. It's so
Oh, that's the most depressing thing ever.
The worst is actually with Steam when you're like, I'm gonna remove this game from my list, and you're like, you delete it, you're like, shit. Were my saves in my documents or my saves in the
Yeah.
install folder? And you're like, oh no.
that's probably the only like real beef that I have with Steam.
Well,
Ah,
now they're
yeah.
slowly getting cloud saves into everything, though.
Which
So
is
no matter
great.
what you do, the saves are going to exist.
But here's the thing: like they should. I think they should just universalize the way that game saves.
well, I
are
mean,
handled.
your fucking Portal 2, you can delete and get
Yeah,
rid of
and-
that
and
as
you're
many
okay.
times as you want. And your saves are up in the cloud.
Yeah.
So.
But see, like with that, like I have a disc copy of it as well, so I can't get my save back unless I have an internet connection
For what?
for Portal 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, if they just had like one universal Steam save.
You're saying they
folder.
wish they kind of standardized PC
Well, what I would-
gaming?
all
to
I
the
would do
point
is
where
I
you
would
could be
just-
like, okay, I know where my saves are, so if I
Yeah.
need to go to a friend's house, I can just copy them onto USB.
Not even just that. Like what I do right now is I manually save all my PC game saves. I save all of them, and I just have all of them in a single folder. But if
Yeah.
Steam was going to universalize that, what's nice is I can literally just save that one folder, and every time I install Steam, I can just put that folder back. And then whatever games that I end up installing, my save file's already there.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice if they did that. I kind of get why they can't regulate it yet, but it just I don't know. I think it's just one of the shortcomings of the entire platform.
Google will do it. It'll just go to Google Drive.
Man, I really want to play some fucking Rogue Squadron right now.
Sorry.
You're all over the Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, really.
Well, I'm glad I managed to explain that to the point
Pod
where
racer.
you guys weren't just like, "Yo, Dan's fucking crazy. You just like Star Wars."
Do you remember the-
and
do you
remember
you
the
guys
pod racing
game?
understand why I liked it.
I think you're
What?
still bad.
Do you remember the pod racing game?
Yeah,
What
I
was it
remember
called?
getting fucking
I remember
first place in
played the
every level
shit out of
except
that.
Abyss, where I had to enter the cheat to
What was it called?
auto steer.
What was that game called? Was it literally just
Star
called
Wars Episode 1 Racer?
Episode 1 Racer? Yeah, it was amazing. I think
They made a Racer 2,
my dad
where Sebulba bought Anakin's pod and painted his colors and went on to win a bunch of races.
my dad ended up buying that game for himself.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and he was like, "Hey, check out this game. I don't know how to drive." I'm like, "What are you doing?
Oh,
Since when do
man.
you play games?"
You know what was the most badass shit about that game?
What's that?
Plugging in 2 N64 controllers and driving it like a fucking
Yeah.
pod racer.
Same thing with GoldenEye or
you'd use
something.
each one to accelerate.
I see what you're saying.
The GoldenEye shit was awesome too, and you had like one for aiming, one for shooting and moving.
I actually have a.
So you're saying dual stick control is good?
Yeah, but whenever they're not tied together, it felt good.
Well, I have a USB port. Sorry, I have an N64 port to a USB port for my computer.
Oh, nice.
So the
You
ROMs
just
that I have.
start emulating
Yeah.
stuff.
So every ROM that I have, I can literally play it with an N64 controller.
It's weird though. The games that I most like really love the N64 for all existed on PC.
Oh,
Really?
did
You can get Lego Racers on PC. You
Yeah.
can get
Really?
Rogue
Oh, yeah.
Squadron on PC.
Yeah.
You can't get Shadows of the Empire though.
Mm.
Is there
Because the Empire's N64 only.
is there a game that you guys or games that you guys can think of that are from those previous times that you missed out on and never played? Like that you can name off that like kind of. I know like there's a lot of stuff on the PS2 for me,
There's-
but like stuff for like the GameCube or N64 that I never played or more N64.
Wind
Like
Waker.
I've never played a Banjo-Kazooie game before, and those apparently have been crazy, and a lot of people are like huge not fanboys, but huge fans of it, and just like apparently they've been so good, and then Rare went off to get stuck making Avatar items, but
Rare was a
or
wicked
Nuts and
studio.
Bolts, which was kind of
Yeah.
but
Nuts and Bolts was fantastic if you were in the mood for it. It was basically a Lego
oh no,
game.
it was awesome, but apparently like, what I'm saying is like in terms of the actual Banjo-Kazooie experience, like I don't know, or Banjo.
You're right. It could have been something totally not Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, but I've never actually played those before, which apparently have gotten like insane praise. I don't know. I'd love to be able to try those maybe one day, but
Are they-
I don't
They're
think-
on
Did they
Xbox.
re-release?
But I
They're
feel like-
re-released in HD on
Oh, really?
Xbox Live Arcade. They're $15 each.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd ever actually be able to. Oh, in HD maybe, but I don't know if I'd ever be able to go back to that style of.
I think it would be
gameplay.
hard to go back to it, quite honestly. Just because
It's
we're
the like item collection.
Yeah, like
Thing.
insane platforming game.
yeah,
But yeah,
just play Binding of Isaac.
Yeah. That's all you need. That's all anyone needs.
Jeez.
Binding of Isaac.
I'm gonna fucking
Actually,
plug in
speaking,
my GameCube when I get
speaking
home.
of that, when's
Or
the
whatever.
next expansion coming out?
For what?
I think it's when the huge
Oh,
release comes
when
out.
they do the Game of the Year thing.
Oh,
That
so I
is.
gotta wait a little while for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crap.
Yeah.
I see, Riccio. I have a very specific game in my head, and I remembered it was for GameCube.
Go for it. Try to explain it.
I can't even. No, I remember you said that, and I was like, there is a game for GameCube that I always wanted but could never find, and always wanted to play it. And now, oh yes, okay. Is it Phantasy Star?
Phantasy Star
Oh,
Online.
Phantasy Star
Online, but like 0 or 1 or
Episode
something
1
like
and
that.
2?
The one that was card based.
Episode 1 and 2.
Yeah, that.
Or no, that was episode 3. That was the card-based one.
Oh, really?
Okay, maybe not the card based one. Then is the one I'm thinking of.
Okay, so 1 and 2, which
yeah,
were the.
because that one was super hard to find. I could never ever
I
find
have
that.
it.
Me and my brother really wanted to play it.
You have it?
I actually have it. I'm a huge Phantasy Star fan.
Really?
On
Never played
GameCube?
them online. Yeah, I have them on GameCube. I have them on
Okay,
Dreamcast.
me and my brother looked for a copy of that game. We saw it like in Nintendo Power, and we're like, "Yo, we need this shit." Ever found a copy.
Got it day
And we-
one.
yeah.
It even had split screen multiplayer.
I know that's why we
Yeah.
wanted it, because the
So-
GameCube was a fantastic split screen console. That is a game that I looked for until the day I bought an Xbox 360.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm gonna find you a copy right now, Dan.
Fantasy Star is so good though. Oh man, I can't wait for Fantasy Star Online too. The free-to-play crazy thing that's now in like.
Where are they
Japan.
planning on releasing that though?
It's already in
platform-wise?
Japan, open beta wise, I think.
Yep.
But I think early next year, like February-ish, is when they're
I
going to
think
do
it's
the English
out
translation.
in Japan
It's
because
out?
you can like buy stuff in that game.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Well, you can still buy things in a lot of stuff that's beta here
Holy
too.
cow!
But anyway,
Man.
point is,
It's probably fucking expensive,
The
Yeah.
game
right?
is still selling for $100.
Really?
Yeah.
sweet. I should sell it.
Yeah, there's still places that are selling it off for $100. Like you're
I
paying
will buy
75
it from you for half of that, and right now.
You know I don't sell my games.
Nope.
I know.
The cheapest one is $49 plus $12 shipping.
Oh, that's not bad.
But in their defense, that's Fantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
it's
once
the
the
same.
once the
It's the same disc.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. The game was called Fantasy Star Online Episodes 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And like that was like the only game on the GameCube that you could actually like plug in the like internet modem adapter.
Yeah, that was.
thingy and,
Isn't
like,
it so weird that wasn't even that long ago when online gaming wasn't that big?
I know.
It's so weird.
So
friggin' Dreamcast. Plug in your 56K modem to play.
Imagine
Choo
how
Choo Rocket.
thin and small the GameCube would have been without all that fucking empty space at the bottom of it for all
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
optional plugins.
Yeah, which they never even.
There was a hard drive for one of them, wasn't
Actually, that's actually the source of part of my.
Yeah, and there was like a
hatred.
LAN adapter
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
the modem and like.
Well, part of my hatred for the Wii comes from exactly that because the Wii was originally designed as a peripheral for the GameCube.
What?
Really?
it? Sounds like they're doing
Actually,
that
makes
again.
a lot of sense.
Like if you look at the history of the Wii, like of the actual Wii's development from Nintendo's perspective, it was actually
Remember
originally.
when it used to be called the Revolution?
The
Really?
Revolution's a wicked name though.
And it was, no, wasn't it Dolphin Project as well?
Well, the actual Dolphin Project
Dolphin
was the
Project
code
is
name.
an emulator.
oh, that's
No,
right.
but they were
No.
they named it because they were going to call it the Nintendo Dolphin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
And so they dropped that name because it was a code name,
And then the
which was
emulator
fine.
people
And then they
just
said
started using
then they
it.
said it's going to be called the Nintendo Revolution.
Which was sick.
I flipped my shit. I was like, "Oh my god!"
That's
And then
awesome.
they showed off the black one that's
Yeah.
like all the models.
And it had Revolution written underneath it. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like,
And
"God,
they were
this
like, it's called the Wii, only releasing in white.
And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wait a second.
fuck
I was
just
like,
happened?
what did you guys just do? What
What?
did you just do? Did you seriously just... So they dropped the name, and then I saw those stupid commercials. We would like to play. Get the fuck... Like,
Those were pretty good commercials, though.
I hated those commercials because they reminded me of the name change.
Oh, okay.
They reminded me so much of what I couldn't have anymore, and it made me so angry.
I remember like
You
seeing.
could probably, I bet you if you searched, I bet you could find a prototype Wii that said Revolution and was black and stuff.
I would just write it there on my own. Just give me some whiteout. I'll just...
Oh, man.
Anyway, we can probably jump back into stuff. I don't know if you guys play anything else this week though.
I finished Sleeping Dogs.
I
How was it?
Oh, okay. All right.
It was good. I didn't realize how like little I had left.
Yeah.
I had stopped it about 30 minutes before the end of the game.
Jeez.
And
So, like, just that last mission then?
yeah, not
Yeah.
probably even less than 30 minutes.
Wait, how did you stop before that last mission? Because whatever's there is like insane.
It's right at the point where you're about to.
And,
No.
It's just, Riccio, the way that final mission starts is just a fucking phone call.
Yep. That's it.
It's not like...
oh, I was picturing the thing when you wake up
No.
stuff. Yeah, so I know. I thought that's where I figured, but no, that
No,
would be an
no.
insane. Like, oh, I think I'm gonna stop right here. Just like, what?
No. It was right at the phone call. I
Okay.
pretty much stopped.
Yeah, the game is really good.
I found my 360 controller adapter and just sat down and played it yesterday, and it was phenomenal. I loved it.
Kumar, does your dad still want to sell that wired one?
The white one?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
He's not using it, so...
Just tell him I want it.
Okay. you want one for your PC, eh?
Yes.
Oh, it's great.
Especially now with Steam's big picture
Oh man.
thing.
Yeah, but you know what you might...
Perfect
You know what
segue.
you might actually want to consider? Is getting the little wireless dongle.
Yeah.
Like that, and I can order you
I
one,
like the weight of the
Oh, okay.
wired one, though. It's a lot lighter.
It is a lot lighter, yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing, again, you're bound by a wire, but I guess for yourself, you're not going to be sitting too
My
far
room
anyway.
is not even
So
that,
you like the
wire
lighter controller, but you don't like a PS3 controller?
That's because the PS3 controller's too small.
I don't
Doesn't
like...
fit in my hand.
I don't like that they...
I like when the thumbs kiss.
like
What?
If you're pushing your thumbs inwards at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah, he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
My only...
Oh.
Again, I like the PS3
What?
controller,
Oh, show me
but
that.
it kind of bothers me that it mangles your thumbs after a little while. I just find like it gets uncomfortable.
Also, that
after.
any first-person shooter on it plays like shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, PS3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that shit's so smooth and sensitive.
It's smooth.
Oh.
we're back to this.
I didn't mean that in that way.
We're back to this.
Oh.
I kind of I get what you're saying. I agree with
Of
you. On one
course you
front,
do.
But thank you, Sompy. But again, it bothers me because it does like it just cramps your hand. Because like if you look at the make like the little position of your hand when you're holding a PS3 controller versus an Xbox controller.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Agreed.
if I could choose to play certain games on a PS3, with a PS3 controller, like I wish I could play like Halo games and shit on a PS3 controller because I don't like the
There's
thickness.
a company that makes like a PS3
Yeah.
controller
Yeah.
for the Xbox and an Xbox controller.
I would
for
buy
the
that,
PS3.
Really?
but I'm not that dedicated to it. Like I don't mind, but I don't know. I don't like the thumbsticks on the 360 controller compared to the PS3 controller. I like the smoothness and the like, because I feel like the PS3 controller. Say you want
Riccio,
to.
do you remember John?
No.
We played StarCraft with him.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
He's the guy who understands the Zerg creep. No, you don't remember him at all? Okay, anyways. He's got a friend who actually, like, bought, like, for that very reason that he doesn't like thumbsticks
Okay.
on the Xbox, he bought a PS3 controller solely to tear out the thumbsticks on it
And
and
put them into
the Xbox
Oh my God.
One.
Jeez.
But no, it's just like when I play with the PS3 controller, like let's say you're trying to aim like a little bit up, like you can kind of touch the controller and it'll like move up a little bit. The 360 controller has like this weird kind of like crease that has to like detach from, sort of. Not like it's, I don't know, it has like this weird kind of like stiffness to it that I just don't like. The PS3 is just like smooth, like yeah, move around everywhere. It's like I'm in
That makes the
control.
PS3 feel real floaty.
Oh
to
god,
me,
no, it's so precise. I love that.
I think it kind of worked for Killzone.
Well, Killzone had weight and stuff, but I mean, like,
Yeah,
comparing Call of Duty games that I've played, I know it's a terrible thing, but like, it's the only thing I can think that I played like kind of on both consoles exactly the same. Comparing Call of Duty from like 360 to PS3, like it's so easy to get like to move in increments that your muscles can kind of like be like, yo, if I move like this much, it's always going to be exactly where I'm aiming. But like the 360 kind of has like this weird stiffness to it, where there's always going to be like this sludginess to like, oh shit, like I've overdid it.
I got your solution.
Yeah,
Play on the PC.
yeah, done. No, then I use a 360 controller. No.
I remember
No, yeah.
it was free to play. Modern Warfare 3 was free to play for one weekend or something, and
Yeah.
I was
That's
so
right.
happy.
And I downloaded it.
Yeah, I was so happy that
We
I
just
got
played
to
1v1.
I got to play with Dan.
It's kind of funny because I haven't actually played like a good first-person shooter on PC for a long time, including
And
like
then,
Black Ops
and
and
then
like.
Jeff downloaded it
Did he-
on like the last
did he-
hour.
did he
He's
ever-
like, guys, let's play. We're like, fuck off.
Did we ever
We're
play?
busy.
We didn't play, eh?
No, because he downloaded it and it's like last hour
Oh,
of
yeah,
freeness,
yeah.
and then
Oh,
Yeah.
really? That's terrible.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because like I've kind of enjoyed playing first-person shooters and stuff on consoles now, and then recently when I went back to CS:GO on the PC, it's kind of funny when I'm playing that and I go. I used to play like old school Counter-Strike. I used to play kind of like Unreal Tournament and a lot of twitchy shooters like Quakes and all that stuff. And to go back to that and play CS:GO and not have a first-person shooter that I played a lot, and like I turn a corner and like I see someone's face and like my arm just does that like memory thing where like you twitch and you're like on the dude's face and you've already like killed him and you're just like, my brain just does this. I don't understand. Like it just doing that again kind of feels really awesome to go back to the PC and feel like that way. But I don't know. Almost like the casually shooting stuff of like a console.
People get mad at me when I play Modern Warfare on the PC.
We have to play some Call of Duty, not Call of Duty, some Counter-Strike Geo somehow. At
Oh,
one point,
man.
we should do this.
I don't think I would enjoy it.
What?
I'm tempted to buy it.
Again,
I really am.
I've played way too much. I've played way too much 1.3 and 1.6 for me to enjoy Go.
Dude, 1 point. Okay, if there's one thing I can say, just by you saying that you enjoyed 1.3 and 1.6, which was where I started,
Yeah.
CS:GO feels like that. It just
Does it?
like skips all the shittiness. Excuse myself for saying that about Counter-Strike Source because I really did kind of like it, but it felt weird. It
Yeah.
goes back to feeling like 1.3 and 1.6,
But
which
it
is
just got a
awesome.
facelift, right? Like
Yeah,
that's-
pretty much. That's exactly
Okay.
what, and that's why I love it so much. Like it's none of that physics shit is in the game anymore. There's no like moving barrels. There's none of that shit. It's just fucking like Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it. It's
Well, they said right from the beginning that it was going to be a return to form.
yeah.
So it's kind of nice that they are actually following through with it.
Yeah.
But again, like for me, whenever if I'm going to play a first-person shooter on the PC, it's going to be Call of Duty.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
It's weird because I went to loving Call of Duty a lot, but I don't know. In terms of like feeling good about winning rounds and stuff, and like feeling, I don't want to say more skill based because Call of Duty does kind of take a lot of twitch and kind of
Well,
a lot
man,
of
if you're
precision.
looking
and-
for a Counter-Strike style COD,
Yeah.
just play Search and Destroy.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
that's
no,
that's actually the
that's-
only thing I'd ever play on Call of Duty and
Okay.
really enjoy.
Mhm.
But I mean, like Counter-Strike just has at least I haven't felt it for a really long time until I've actually started up CS:GO again, and to feel like that kind of competitive, but like not actually doing like, oh, I'm doing LANs and tournaments, but like it just goes back to feeling really nice and competitive, and winning a round is like, yeah, like we fucking did that, and it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
It goes back to that, which I used to feel with like 1.6 and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird. I really, I'm liking CS:GO way more than I thought I would, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you have Call of Duty on the PC?
I have Black Ops on the PC, and when I played that, I really disliked it. Not
Okay.
because of the game itself, but because
People's hands aren't supposed to look like that.
no, it's just
Yes. They're not supposed to look like that. Treyarch, get the fuck out. I hate Treyarch as a developer. I can't stand them. Anyways, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
man. Not
No.
another rant.
The thing I don't like about the Call of Duty games on PC is, at least the way I see it, is that every map is made with corners and kind of blind spots, and it's more. I kind of mentioned this before, but it's more console-y, where like,
Yeah.
say you turn corners and look, you're always gonna have those blind spots, or either people can camp or you can kind of be like strategic. I feel like when you're playing them on PC, because everything is so twitchy, when you like walk into an open area, you can instantly see like everything, and you could react instantly and murder like anybody. And there's none of that like, oh, I was trying to be tactical. It's like, no, that dude just had insane fucking reflexes and you were dead. And like, I don't know. I feel like the maps are more designed for like a console-y kind of slow moving,
Yeah.
shittier aim, not gonna
Well,
die
you said it.
instantly.
I think you said it perfect. Like where it is a matter of, because it's Twitch gameplay,
Yeah,
it doesn't work too well because of the fact that the maps are designed for less Twitch
Yeah.
gameplay.
yeah,
But see, like right now, the main problem specifically with Call of Duty is just the fact that it's just friggin' hacker ridden like you wouldn't believe.
yeah.
Oh,
Especially on the
yeah.
PC versions, which
Oh,
kind
it's
of sucks.
so horrible. Like it's so bad how many there are.
They really need dedicated servers.
Yeah.
What we kind of think of hacking stuff. The funny thing is, apparently for some games that have been coming out for the 360 or even games for Windows Live, apparently a lot of people have been playing with hackers with Modern Warfare games or Black Ops or any like Call of Duty. And you know how you can go and report people to be like, oh, I give this person a bad negative report thing, and then you never see that person again.
Yeah.
Well, apparently that makes you not able to join any of their games.
Yeah.
And some people I know, like more recently, Iron Brigade came out, or Steel, but no, it's Iron Brigade.
Yes.
It's a rename. Okay, so that came out on the PC, and people couldn't find any matches because a lot of people, just out of like pure like luck, the people who were playing that on the PC like were people that maybe hacked on the 360 or something, and no one could find matches because every match that had somebody in it was like somebody who they had negatively rated.
Yeah.
And I
Oh,
don't know.
wow.
I find that kind of weird how that system works. How it's
Well,
like,
kudos to how well that system
yeah, I know.
works out, I
really.
guess.
But to think about it, it's like, man, if you were playing like a game that doesn't have that many people, it's kind of insane how much you're limiting yourself to who
Yeah,
you can
no
actually
kidding.
play with. But I don't know, that was just kind of random. But yeah.
Are you guys all getting Torchlight?
Yes, I already got that pre-ordered thanks to someone on my
Yep,
channel. Actually,
Yep, pre-ordered.
Yeah, same.
Okay, good stuff. What about yourself, Sompy?
Yeah, no, I've got it.
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Is it limited in terms of how many players can play at a time?
I believe I want to say it used to be 3.
Yeah.
Um,
Did they bring it down to 2?
I think I'm gonna get punched in the face with this. I think they almost brought it up to, I would almost say like 4 or 8.
Jeez.
But I don't think so. Like, I don't know, because I remember seeing something about it.
I
The only
want to
reason
say
I say
it's
that,
4. I want to say it's 4.
because the only reason is I think I thought it was 3,
Yeah.
and then when they announced something that I think was either they said, oh, it's 4, and I was like, yeah, or they want 8, and I was like, holy shit. But I remember feeling really excited about what they said.
Was it? Do you know if there's going to be any type of like ridiculous, like an authentication tool where, like if I want to play single player, I can't bring that player into multiplayer?
I actually don't remember. They did explain it. I think you
Okay.
can't. I think
Isn't it like
Oh, no, you can
single player
actually.
only characters
Yeah.
have to stay single player?
No.
but
The last
online
time I heard it is everything is together.
Oh, really?
Which enables people to hack their characters and everything. But the thing is that you only play with your friends. There's no lobby thingy, apparently. It's just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo,
okay,
I'm
so
getting
if
you
your
to come in.
friends
So
that's-
don't
yeah.
care, then
yeah.
yeah.
So it's like,
alright.
yeah, people can hack, but if you don't choose to play with them, well,
Well, I don't know.
you're
I look
never
at
gonna
it
see
and I'm
them.
like, you know what? That's quite honestly, it's the way that it should be. Like, the reality of things is that people are going to want to play with their buddies anyways.
yeah.
And like, you're not going to. Why would you break the game by hacking it or cheating with your character or whatever right out of
Yeah.
the gate? You're not going to enjoy the game. You're kind of just skipping.
Well, it's
right
not only
to
that,
the end.
but I think their reasoning behind it was like, we can either try and make the craziest anti-hack system ever
Yeah.
and waste all that time, which will inevitably like not even work,
Yeah.
or just let you guys choose who you want to play with instead of
Yeah.
ever having to
absolutely.
worry about
and
that.
pour
So,
more time and put your resources where they belong.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm good with that. I'm really excited to see how Torchlight 2 is going to do. I'm really excited.
What's the date
I
again?
think it's going to do pretty
September
good.
20th.
September 20th.
But there's Torchlight
next
2,
Tuesday.
and if Torchlight
That's a
2 doesn't,
week?
yeah,
Yeah.
if Torchlight 2 doesn't end up working, I've always got my sights set on Path of Exile, which is going to be a free-to-play version of a Diablo 2 style game.
Really?
Really Diablo 2-y, which is awesome. But
That's cool. And
Path
what's it
of
called again?
Path of Exile.
Path of Exile. Who's the developer?
It was like an indie game kind of coming up where they did the whole like buy your way into beta thing.
Oh, okay.
Except for I managed to get in like via they have this something where you sign up on the website, and if you don't have a beta key, every 20 minutes they give one away to somebody who signed up.
Oh wow.
There's the timer. It's like next key, and it's like, and you have a chance, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But Path of Exile is pretty cool.
It's a good deal.
If ever Torchlight 2 ends up failing, but I doubt it will.
Yeah, I can't imagine they're gonna screw it up now.
No.
I'm kind of torn between how I want to play Torchlight 2 because at the same time it has like co-op and is going to be like a better game. Torchlight 1 was my like podcast listening game where it was just something that I was just playing for the sake of playing something.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't. I had the volume all the way down. Like it wasn't. It was there because I've kind of
It's a
like
dungeon crawler.
fidget around with stuff when I'm not doing anything. Like,
Yeah.
it's- Yeah. So I don't know how I want to play Torchlight 2. Like, do I want to be social and like play with you guys, or do I just want to like fucking put on?
Well,
Something
quite
to
honestly,
listen to?
it could still be the exact same. We just wouldn't be chatting much.
Yeah. I mean, to be
It's
honest,
true. You're always on your phone and stuff.
you don't have to worry about
Yeah.
me because I'll probably be stuck playing other things anyway. So
Yeah.
Borderlands 2. No.
Actually, I have a follow-up question to our last to our conversation from last podcast.
Cool.
So, if you guys are all getting it on PC, I'm guessing you got it digitally through Steam.
Yep.
Yeah.
So-
So from Green Man Gaming,
Green
but
Man
it's a
Gaming.
Steam version.
Or
yes.
well, are you
Okay.
talking about Torchlight 2 or?
No, I'm talking about Borderlands.
Yeah. Okay.
So if I buy a physical retail copy, can we still play
Yeah,
in the
it
same
is.
online?
Yeah.
Every copy of Borderlands 2 is Steamworks, so it'll
Okay.
require you to
The only
tie it to
reason
Steam.
that I'm buying it in a physical copy is because of the fact that I can't remember where I bought it from, but they had a sale going on during E3
Yeah.
where if you picked up 4 E3
Oh, yeah,
actually
you
it
got
was
one.
probably even
It was
just
Future Shop.
Yeah, so if you picked up 4 E3 titles, they would give you like you'd get one of them free.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So what they do is they take $15 off each title.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And there's
not
4
bad.
of those. There's 4 of those titles, right? So I think the ones that I picked up were Borderlands 2, what was it? Resident Evil 6.
Nice.
What else? I think Halo 4 was a part of that,
Mm.
and
Everything they were talking about at.
yeah, and then
Fucking
there was
E3
something else like the main, like you guys would know all of them,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing.
Did
But
you get Last of Us.
and Last of Us I think was the other one.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was those pre-orders just net one of them and it ends up being free
Yeah.
basically. So I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll just do that. But again, I was gonna say if it's not that case, then I'll end up returning it and buying it digitally.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, the thing is that if you've already got that deal going, I'm wondering if you return it, if you'd still get the $15 off every other game.
Yeah, you would.
Oh,
would?
really?
Because they can't. Yeah,
That was an online thing.
It was an online thing though, so they can't tell you. Oh, you got to bring back all the other stuff.
So what I would say is bring back that if you're gonna get it for PC, because I think Green Man you can still get it for like $37. So if the game is
Oh, really?
$59.99,
Yeah.
then you end up saving I think like $30 or $25 or something
Okay.
off it. So if that like $10-15 is worth the hassle of like returning this somehow if you ordered it online,
Yeah.
then do it. But
Then
Well-
you get your physical copy. You
Well, I'm
don't
gonna
have
have
a
to. I'm
physical
gonna have to go
copy,
back
so-
anyways because I pre-ordered the PS3 version because they didn't have the PC version.
Oh,
They didn't have
that's-
a page for the PC
yeah.
version. So I bought the PS3 version just because it was there, and I was like, whatever, I'll take it back and just exchange it for the
Yeah.
PC version. So I'll have to go back anyways. So
Yeah,
if they
definitely-
Still,
Fair enough.
how does it work though? Can you preload the title?
Yep.
You
You
should
get
be
your
able to.
key.
How do you
download
buy it though? Like so you buy it from them and they just give you a key?
yeah, they'll
Yeah.
give you a key. The thing is like you'll have like those crazy like Russian websites where they'll just give you like here's a key we got from blank. No, it's what they do is they actually talk with the publishers. Like that's what's awesome about Green Man is they're actually like a reputable.
What's it
place.
called?
Green Man Gaming.
Green Man Gaming.
Yep.
And I don't know. I always do all my pre-orders from there. Actually, this week I picked up Need for Speed Most Wanted and Crisis 3. I pre-ordered them both for I think one was $33 and the other one was $39 or something
Instead of like the usual.
instead of
49,
$59 or $49. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
'Cause what they do-
they're always like on sale.
Yeah.
So the
before they
pre-orders
come
will
out,
be
and then
10%
they would give out like coupons
for
and
25 or 20.
stuff.
Yep.
So you end up getting like 30 or 35% off of unreleased game, which is awesome to my.
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't know. If I'm trying to like work on a budget, it's kind of awesome to be
We
like.
bought,
Oh,
we
yeah,
all
it's
bought
great.
Sleeping Dogs for like $36 or something.
Oh, it was
like that.
brilliant.
And then you have
Good
people on
purchase.
consoles buying it for like 59 or 69 plus tax, which is like unbelievable now.
Borderlands is $47.99.
Yeah.
And then
Plus there's a
25%
25% code right
off.
now.
Yep.
Oh, really? Like
Yeah.
off of the 47?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why we got it for like 30 something. That's what's
What?
it's sick. It's sick. You can buy 2 copies for the price of one.
Yeah,
This is
I
stupid.
honestly,
I think I'm gonna do this.
And there's no
right now.
tax.
that's why I'm buying.
There's
Main.
no tax.
No tax.
What?
So it's an online purchase.
You are kidding.
Yeah, it's sick. It's insane.
That's
Yeah,
why
but you could charge tax if you buy something through Steam.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure I've
all
gotten taxed.
online.
Sometimes you do. I think it depends actually on what method you. If you
Like
go
it-
straight credit card, sometimes you do. If you do PayPal or something, you don't. I think.
All localized.
No way.
I believe that's the other way around.
Yeah,
If you do
PayPal,
I think
PayPal,
you
you
get
get
taxed if you go PayPal.
No,
Yeah, but
I
I've
always
only-
use PayPal and I
I've-
never get taxed.
I've only ever used credit card and I've always got taxed.
I've
So then, yeah,
never
it
been
is
taxed.
PayPal. You don't.
But you know what's stupid? My PayPal, like my credit
It goes
card
to
is
the
linked
credit.
to my PayPal.
Same. That's
Oh my
exactly what I
God.
do.
I had no idea you could purchase on. I feel like such a noob. You can purchase Steam games through PayPal.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
This is such a revelation.
That's what I used to do before I got a credit card.
Now I just
But
use a credit
while
card.
I was doing that, I would always miss out on like sale days. 'Cause
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
have
No
like,
money.
okay, I have like $12 in my PayPal account. Well, that does buy me like 30 Steam games on sale days, but
Yeah.
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 Okay, so how do I apply this 25%?
I'll give you a code
We'll
after.
do-
yeah,
We'll
we'll,
it.
we'll
Okay.
figure this out after.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
But
You're doing
I'm
what
so,
I used to do.
I'm so excited.
yeah, no, Green Man is
I think Devin actually bought Sleeping Dogs during a podcast.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they were talking about it. I was like, oh man, that's just gonna.
But what's cool is other games that I'm thinking of picking up from there. If XCOM ever gets a coupon available for it, I'm gonna
Yeah.
get XCOM because they also have 5% or it's $5 off right now, and then you could get like 25 on it. XCOM, there's
Medal of Honor Warfighter.
Medal of Honor Warfighter. Just
I've been looking at that. for
I
the
might
bit-
actually just grab that for whatever coupon I can get just for
Does
the
that
Battlefield 4.
XCOM Enemy Unknown game have multiplayer?
I think so.
Yes, I believe so. You get to actually create your characters and stuff
Oh,
that you
okay.
use online and things.
Sweet,
So that I'm kind of
because that's some fucking turn-based strategy.
yeah.
So,
I'm
yeah.
super excited for that actually. But
I'm so horrible at turn-based.
you
Agreed.
hear him like
Advanced
trailing
Warfare.
off, like, well, because he's what game sales.
Kumar, put the phone down.
Um,
Step away from the phone
But
and the iPad.
I'm just gonna mention one thing because we're talking about Green Man, which reminds me of like games I've bought for it, like Darksiders 2, which I've been
Oh,
playing
man.
way more of.
I need to. Pick
The
that up.
more and more I get into that game, the better and better that game actually is. Like, the environments are some of the craziest things I've seen in like a really long time. There's there's so many moments where you'll like walk up to something and then just the sense of like how big everything is around you. Like you'll walk up to like an entrance to like a door in like the side of a mountain. You look up and it's just like this fucking towering stone door that has like broken pieces and everything just looks epic. And the mountain will look crazy and the sky behind it will just be like insane. And you're like, holy shit. You're going to be going across like an area where you, I don't know, at one point now I'm like in this airship in the air. And there's like these fucking snake things fighting each other in the air. And there's like fucking lightning and shit. And every environment in that game is insane. There's so much detail put into stuff, and it's insane.
Are they as impressive as what Santa Monica Studios does with God of War games?
In terms of like pixel pushing, not really.
Okay.
But in terms of like not artsy, but like just
The way that they're presented. I
yeah,
guess.
the atmosphere, the way they're presented, like just every time you walk into some place, you're like, yes, this world. It's sick. I don't know. It's awesome. There's so many things that just feel bigger than you as you're walking around. That just it's insane. It's just yeah.
Yeah.
Not that you feel out of place, but it's just I don't know. It's really cool. I can't really describe it, but that game is really good. Like the first hour of it feels just like you're playing. You're like, okay, this feels kind of like action-y adventure. Like okay, but then like the story starts progressing and it gets like just more and more. I don't know. There's so much stuff going on. I love it.
Yeah.
When you start taking advantage of all these systems that game has, it's insane.
I'll take your word for it.
But
Like I said, I'm probably going to check it out sometime soon.
yeah, get it when it's cheap. I mean, if there's no time for stuff, it's no use picking something up right now. if
Well,
you
again,
can't
the
actually
reality
get
of
to it.
things right now is that, I mean, when am I going to play it for 3 days?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden just put it down and not touch it again?
Yeah, exactly.
So I
I
know
think
full well by the time...
Darksiders games will get cheap.
Yeah,
I
well,
bought
Even then, like
I
Black
bought
Friday's around.
Darksiders 2 on Xbox 360 for like $15
Yeah.
when it went on sale at Future Shop.
Darksiders 2?
No, Darksiders 1.
Okay. I was like,
Did I say 2?
yeah, I was like,
Okay.
He was about to get so angry.
I got Darksiders 1 for like $15, and then I got another PC copy when it went on fucking clearance for like 2 cents.
yeah.
Really?
2 cents, eh?
Yeah,
Oh.
because no one fucking buys PC retail games.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yo,
is true.
Wait
Also-
a second. Why are you hating? I buy PC retail games.
No, you order physical copies.
Whatever, Dan.
So offended.
You don't walk into a store and
Actually-
browse the PC titles.
I do that.
No, like
Why?
Every
What's
time
the
don't-
point?
I
I
usually
go
don't
into
browse.
EB and I go,
Well, this still sucks.
I don't browse, but what I do is
Do I want to buy a copy of Team Fortress 2? No.
Why do I
I
browse
picked up,
PC?
picked up
game?
Arkham City from Future Shop
Oh shit! For how much?
when I was there. It was like 15. It was $15. It was
Oh.
$14.99.
Okay.
They had
That's not bad.
it. They had it marked in the wrong spots. So.
The only time I ever go into the PC gaming aisle in stores like that now is when I'm waiting for someone to get the fuck over to the console aisle so they can unlock something into like a huge box over his ladder. It's like, I want to buy this game that came out today, but I have to bring it to someone and no one's around. I'm like, I'm standing around this cash register. Oh, it's the PC aisle. I'm just gonna sit in here. Oh, someone's coming by. Run
Well,
at
look, 80 copies of Diablo 3.
them. Yeah.
Also,
totally true though.
typing games.
Like Mavis Beacon.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Excel.
I hated that broad.
I'm very surprised you know who that is.
What do you mean that you're surprised I know who it was? They tried to teach us in high school.
Really?
Yeah, man. There
Yeah,
was
I had that
certain-
stuff in elementary school.
Man, every once in a while I get a person who comes in all red faced and it's like, I need to buy the Mavis Beacon typing program. It's like, okay, like, it's
You're
right
like,
there.
tell you what.
Why is he
There's a little
red-faced?
program called MSN. What you're gonna do is you're gonna add your name, and you're just gonna hope that people add you, and you can talk to them.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I
I
think for as useless as that program was, it was
Remember when
actually,
people used MSN?
Yeah, it was so
Yeah.
good for teaching people how to type. it was so much more effective than Mavis Beacon. Mavis Beacon would be like if you're driving and every mistake you make, there's a bug that splats on your windshield.
Oh my god.
Whereas with MSN, it's like if you type something wrong, no one gives a shit.
They're like, hey, I'm gonna start using that word that way too.
Yeah.
Lol.
You, which is letter U, perfect.
Well, I remember reading I saw a picture of like one of those autocorrect pictures,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it's this lady who's like, yeah, you're like they're talking to mom.
Okay.
And they're like, yeah, so and so passed away, LOL. And the kid's like, what the hell? Why is that funny? And then the mom's like, what are you talking about? That's not funny at all. She's like, so then why did you laugh out loud? And then the mom realizes, she's like, oh, I thought LOL meant lots of love, not laugh out loud.
That's apparently what it used to mean a really long time ago.
Yeah,
Really?
but I am probably too young to have ever known
Yeah.
when it meant lots of love.
I
don't-
learned
it's-
that from
it's-
Twitter facts.
It's never meant lots of love. Twitter facts.
Oh god. Oh god.
Leagues of lovers.
Lots of.
So what else have
lube.
you played? Oh.
You think we want to get into news now?
Is there anything worth mentioning here? Oh, well, Devin and I played this cool game.
Oh yeah, that game's awesome.
Actually, I played three games that I want to mention. It was kind of quickly. But yeah, Devin and I played this cool game on the PC called Super Crate Box, which came out like a friggin' like weeks ago or a month ago or something
I don't
on
know.
Steam for free.
Just came out.
And today I was like, well, it's my cursor's on it. Let's go ahead and load it up. That game's awesome.
It's sweet. It is good music.
Is that the one you just showed me on
Yeah.
iPhone?
Yeah, I bought it on the iPhone
Okay.
too.
It's a I'm coughing. It's a platformer kind of like little arena where you have to pick up boxes, and every time you pick up a box, it increments your score by 1. But anytime you get touched by anything, you die. And there's no loading. It's just like you die, go. It's just like keep going, and it'll restart. And every crate you pick up gives you another random gun, and it's just like survive as long as you can. And the more crates you pick up over time, like you unlock more weapons that can randomly be thrown in, and it's super addicting. It's kind of really awesome. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
play like way more of that.
It's great.
Awesome.
Absolutely great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
but
And there's no cost associated.
no cost. It's free on Steam.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Play with a controller.
It's $2 on the iPhone though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it, Apple.
Also, I don't know if I mentioned this last time. I played a lot of Dark Souls. I think it was on the weekend actually, so I probably didn't say it. But I got to the end of that game.
Oh,
I was
really?
about to do the final boss, and I was like, "Damn, I'm gonna do the DLC." But apparently, if you do the final boss, the game just ends.
Oh.
I was like, "Shit." So I went to go start the DLC, and man, the PC version has a lot of stuff that I did not know about. It has a PvP arena,
What?
which
Jeez.
is just like really interesting how you make a game in that, because they don't have lobbies and stuff. So what you do is you load into an area, and there's trap doors, and you just stand on one, and then there'll be like a little red circle saying, "Oh, somebody else is waiting on this trap door, so go wait on the opposing one." Or like there'll usually be more than one, so it doesn't matter which one you go to. But then when it's like trying to find like somebody who's maybe your level, and then fucking like a gate falls around you, and the trap door just opens, and both of you just fall in and start fighting. And it's just like holy shit, and it's
Serious?
yeah, it's really cool actually.
Wow. Holy shit.
Except for some people are way high leveled and kind of crazy. When I walked in, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have my shield out, and then he shot like this spear that just fucking went through my shield and killed me instantly. It was insane.
Also sounds like what I do on a regular basis.
Wait, what?
What?
Throw spears at people.
Yeah, when people mess.
I knew that was you. No, but yeah, no, friggin' Dark Souls is insane on PC. I can't stress enough that if you have any intention of ever playing that game,
Yeah.
get it on PC. There's a lot of good content on there. Just that whole game as a whole is just something that everybody should experience if you're into like any action RPG games. It's insane.
Nice.
But yeah, other than that, the PlanetSide 2 beta started as well or kind of not started, but had more people getting into it on the weekend. And NDA dropped as well.
Oh, nice.
That
That's
game
nice.
is crazy. I played a lot of PlanetSide 1 back in the day. In fact, that was back when like MMOs were kind of new, and I had a trial going, which was like, oh, you can play up to level 5. Oh no, sorry, they didn't have it up to. So it was like, oh, play for like 7 days. So I started it, and by the 6th day, they were like, oh, you can play up to level 5 for free. But I was past that level, and then what happened is they were just like, okay, it's activated, but because I was past that level and they flipped it, it was just like, you can play for free forever. I was like, oh shit, and then I kind of just kept playing the shit out of that game for free.
That's awesome.
And then I think at one point, like I stopped playing when I went back. I think they fixed it, but man, PlanetSide 1 was insane because it was like pretty much a planet that you'd pick different continents, and then you just like teleport to like your main headquarters there, and you just grab a plane or a vehicle or just start running, and you just capture as much as you can to try and push people back, and I don't know, just take over continents. And it was like hundreds or 1,000 people just fighting. And there's 3 factions, so you'd get to like a main base that's near all 3 factions, and there'd just be like fucking just a huge war of like tanks, birds, flying birdie thing. They're called mosquitoes, actually. I don't know why the hell. Anyway, but it was all this shit just like going in explosions. You're trying to capture it. It was insane. And I started up PlanetSide 2, and it's just like one big ass map, and it managed to capture that old nostalgic feeling that I used to get when I played the first game. Now it's nostalgic, but the feeling I had when I played the first game, they managed to somehow capture that, and PlanetSide 2 is looking really, really good. It's insane. Like, there's just this weird 3-way battle when you're trying to capture something, and let's say you're like, oh, like you can, if you want to, you can take a plane and just fly it to the other side of the map and slowly start capturing like the behind parts of their base, and like just then somebody else is going to see that because they'll open up the map and they'll see it and they'll try and come and fight you. And it's just weird to kind of, let's say you're capturing like a huge base outpost that has like 5 different areas that you have to capture to take it over. And you just have like, you see like planes coming in, just filled with like 16 people apiece. And then you have like, you look on the other side and there's this other faction coming in with like tanks and the same thing, like just planes. And then you're just sitting there like, holy shit. And then you see like your team coming like, yo, I'm going to fucking help you guys. And you're just, huge massive battle just erupts and it's like, it's insane.
That sounds like what every crazy big multiplayer shooter has been trying to do for like
Yeah, this has been a
Years.
goal. This has been a goal of theirs for a long, long time.
So it's not perfect, but it does when that stuff all collides and everything is going insane. PlanetSide 2 is fucking awesome. Like it is.
You know what game you should play?
What?
Mag.
I know. I think you said this last time too. Or something. Mag is really good. I really enjoyed Mag. But just imagine Mag with like, oh no, there was a 3-way battle. I think they added that in one of the DLCs.
I don't know. I just wanted to say. Because
Yeah.
I said it
no,
last time
it
too.
was there was 3 factions, but
Yeah.
it was only ever like
Yeah.
each one would fight another.
Okay.
That game was actually broken at launch because everyone was signing up for one of the factions.
Yeah.
So that one faction had more population than the other 2 combined.
Yeah.
So
that was
the
mine.
overall big fights were
One-sided.
yeah, they were the giant one against one of the 2 small ones. So the 2 small ones never ever fought each other
Yeah.
in the
You know, there's
entire
actually,
online history of that game.
The actual developer hired an economist to actually look after the in-game economy.
Oh man.
Did you hear about this?
In Mag?
No, forget Mag. Forget Mag. I'm talking about PlanetSide.
Okay,
Really?
I didn't.
Really?
My apologies.
There's a lot of
But yeah, they straight up hired an economist. We're talking like a well-qualified and a very well-respected
Yeah.
economist.
That's like
there's a lot of stuff you can buy in that game, but it's funny because you go to the store and it's like spend money and everything's not available and you're like, okay.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Great.
But yeah, no, it's kind of similar to what Dust 514 is doing, where you can kind of create your character the way you want.
Yeah.
There's like you get points, and there's just an insane amount of stats you can try and up and do all this crazy stuff. However, what's funny is right now to get into PlanetSide 2, you can either get a beta key from somewhere, or you can pay $39 to become part of the Alpha Squad, I think they call it. And it's $39. What it gives you is like a title, I think like a different paint job for your armor or something, and then $40 of Sony's like station cash. It's just like,
Huh.
so I'm paying $40 to get $40 to spend in your store and a title. It's like, I'm gonna not because it's going to be free to play anyway.
Great.
That seems to be more and more the method that people are going these days.
F to play, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. In terms of like the actual free to play stuff for that game, it's funny because like you can spawn vehicles in and it'll like lower the cooldown because I think when you spawn it in, you can't spawn another one for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or of the same type or something. But I don't know. What's there balance wise, I think it's going to be pretty awesome. I don't know. It was just kind of be like, there's no way they can do this, and then just playing it and be like, holy shit, they did it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely ambitious, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I hope it works out.
Mind you, it's taken them a long time to actually bring it to fruition, so good for them.
Yeah, I just can't wait to see what it's going to be like when it's actually out, and there won't be like a limit of people like.
Yeah, when it's fully functional.
Yeah, when like the servers are maxed and it's just the wars that are going to happen are going to be insane.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So those like gunships rolling in with like 16 people on them,
Yeah.
are those kind of like few and far between? Or?
Yeah, but by taking over capture points, you get resources, which you can then spend to spawn in like a vehicle of your choice. Like I said, like say someone spawns it in and it blows up, which is really easy to kill, by the way. Then they're kind of fucked and they can't be like, oh, I can't respawn it for another 8 minutes, and the only place I can spawn it is all the way back in my base at the start of the map. So it's like, oh, fuck it. But it's cool because like some of the planes you can spawn in will have shields on them, and you land them, and then it becomes a spawn point for anybody on your side, like anybody on your faction. So say you can take, let's say if you were really good, you could take one of those planes, go like far into like enemy territory, just drop it next to some insane thing, and then just have everybody just spawn on it and have like hundreds of people just taking over. Like there's so much crazy shit that can happen in that game. It's awesome. It's cool. I don't know. It's
wow.
I really hope it works out and ends up being really super cool.
I'm sure it will. Like I said, they definitely poured enough resources and enough time into actually developing it. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
mind you,
cool.
they've got a whole lot of competition.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with Dust. Well, Dust 514 is apparently.
Actually, you know what? It's Dust 514 that they hired the.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure that makes more sense.
Yeah, it's
they
because
hi-
that's
it was
EVE
for
Online.
Eve, the developer of it, actually have a department that does nothing but monitor the economy. They
Yeah.
don't change anything. They just predict what's going to be happening.
And it was actually that. It was actually Dust 514.
Yeah,
Oh, I love the Eve
but
universe.
man, it still boggles my mind or blows my mind away that in Dust 514 to level up a character from like day one to like as max level as you can do to get everything. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's
'cause
like 5 years or something.
Yeah, it takes 5 years because over time you automatically get skill points that you put to stuff. I mean, if you win matches, you get a little bit more, but it takes 5 years of real time of like since your character is created to be able to max your character fully,
Which is awesome.
which is great. Yeah,
Totally awesome.
I'm pretty sure if you played the game a lot, you could probably do it in like 2 or 3 years. But like,
Oh, I'm so excited for that game.
but what's cool is what it makes it is that if you choose to go down a path like I'm going to totally be an engineer and you sink a shit ton of time into it, if somebody else is starting off and be like, well, I'm going to try to be an engineer, you can kind of feel like you're definitely higher ranked and
More badass.
and like it's insane the way that game works. There's so many cool games that are like free to play that are coming out that are like war-ish. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
gonna be
actually, just
great.
PlanetSide and that, but
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for it.
yeah,
I'm still just really excited for Borderlands.
yeah, Borderlands is gonna be great too.
I think that's what I'm most excited for, actually. That and Torchlight.
Is it sad that the stupidest thing that I hate that the thing that I'm most excited about Borderlands 2 is badass levels.
Really?
That's it. That's like
Really?
yeah.
That's okay. It's respectable.
Oh, fair enough.
Just because it's like the overall leveling and I don't know. It's just I like having this weird metagame behind while I'm doing it. Like
Yeah.
if I don't know if the Nephilim levels or Paragon levels from Diablo 3 would have been there all the entire time, I probably would have like never stopped playing that game.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh well. I'm sure they're going to do some pretty interesting things, specifically with leveling up and whatnot. With actually, didn't they specifically with Borderlands? Didn't they actually release like a skill tree?
yep. They've released it for every character except the Necromancer, I think.
Oh, okay.
Did we
You,
get
like
that?
they have like a
We
talent.
pre-ordered?
Yeah,
Isn't that what's like not done about the
Yep.
Necromancer?
Mhm.
yeah,
So like
It's just
their
the skill tree.
assets and everything is done, but like they're like
Yeah.
gotta iron out these skills.
yeah. I think the Necromancer they said is going to be out by October 20th or 30th or something.
Sometime in late October.
Like a month.
I
That's
thought it was like
what
the,
October 5th or something like that.
was it?
I thought it was late October.
It's roughly a month later.
The other guys, like all the other characters, are
Done.
obviously right there, right from the beginning, right?
Oh, yeah. Everything's filled out from there.
Siren's nicely
It's
filled
gonna-
out. No, I'm
it's gonna be
kidding.
so cool.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that game's looking pretty sweet. Actually, you know what's funny is there was some gameplay that was kind of leaked out for it, or it's shown or whatever from like websites. the simplest things in Borderlands 2 that are like is really good to see is the gunshot sounds sound deep and awesome and crazy, and they all like every one sounds really different. And I think you can even hear like bullets like ejecting and like hitting the ground and stuff. And there's like footstep sounds which sound really cool depending on what I don't know. There's a lot of like attention to detail that I think they're putting into Borderlands 2, which is looking
The audio in the first game was pretty solid too, though.
Oh no, it was, but I mean, I feel like you'd get a gun and what it would do visually would be like your cue to be like, holy shit, awesome. But in this one, like they were showing in a video where the dude picks up a sniper rifle and it fires like a magnum round that like echoes and starts like hitting like the fucking mountains and shit, and you're like, holy shit, this gun. It's just like. So I can't wait to like pick up a pistol and have it shoot like a missile and be like, oh, that looks cool. And the second it impacts, just like have this massive explosion sound and just be like, yes,
Great.
yes, this game. So
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
yeah, I don't know.
Very
It's gonna be
excited.
great.
You guys have made my day in that you've shared the.
Glory of Green Man Gaming.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. It is a good and a bad thing.
Yeah. It's allowed me to like what do I have pre-order on there? I have like Hitman Absolution.
Oh yeah.
Now Crisis and all stuff. There's another game that I have on there that's insane. But anyway, yeah.
I don't know. I still think my Borderlands purchase was like.
That was kind of insane. It's like, yo, Borderlands is now available for pre-order. By the way, we're selling it right here. Day one pre-order, $37.
I got
What?
I got it for $34.
Yeah, you put that extra other thing onto it.
Yeah, no, but it was like I started laughing at work hysterically.
It's kind of creepy.
People came in and were like, "Why are you laughing?" I'm like, "Oh,
I think
Borderlands too."
if I just saw you laughing hysterically at work, I think I would probably slap you just to bring you back to earth.
No, Kumar, you would have been right there, just laughing and pointing at my laptop as well. Just been like, yeah, no, it would have been awesome.
What else? There's something that I want to mention. There was for those of you who care about Slender Maps, the new one that came out, Mansion. It's funny because like every Slender Map so far has been like super, like, yo, here's like these weird gray walls in these like weird maze-like location, and then it'd be like, oh look, I made this new map. It's in an elementary school, but it looks like these weird gray walls in a weird like maze-like formation. And then it was like, yo, I made a hospice and a sanatorium, but it's like these weird gray, like, et cetera, et cetera. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna download this Mansion one, and I loaded up. I'm like, it's gonna be fucking gray walls in it, and it's like multiple story houses and like textures everywhere and like beds and weird shit and like stuff to find and like keys and unlockables. I was like, what the fuck? Slender stuff is really cool. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nice.
But yeah. Anyway, other than that, I think we're gonna jump into news to kind of get going with this. Some stuff that happened this week in news. Do we want to get right into the game stuff, or do we want to mention anything about iPhone stuff at all?
iPhone 5.
iPhone 5 announced. Yeah,
Great.
Dan said it.
Dan announced it.
Finally,
And it looks like it's finally the improvement, and it's finally the just overall design change that people have been waiting for.
yeah.
Mhm.
Or at least I think so. In my eyes, they did a good job.
So the news that they said on it is all this. Well, in terms of performance, I don't know, all this crazy stuff. But the important part is it will be pre-orderable
On the 14th.
14th of September, and it'll be available on the 21st of September. So super fast.
Sweet too.
Um,
They're usually quick with it, though. I mean, their pre-orders are usually.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but usually that's just in the States. Now it's actually like
Canada. And,
Well, it
in
was
Canada.
it was 2 weeks last year, right? I think for the 4S.
I don't remember what it was for
It was
the
pretty
4,
quick.
but for the iPad, it's always been 2 weeks after the announcement, it's available in the U.S. Then a week
Yeah.
after that, it's available in Canada.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And then they go through and they start hitting all the
But
other.
now
countries.
it's like
Yeah.
week and a half, U.S., Canada, a bunch of other places.
Yeah.
You can buy it.
Yeah. It's about time, though. I mean, they've had this thing in production for a long time now, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited to upgrade from my 3GS to that. So
Wow, that's gonna be a huge.
I know it's like 3GS. What happens with me now? It's like, oh man, I'm gonna get up in the morning. I'm gonna go take the bus. Sweet, I'm at 98%. Awesome. I get to school. It's like 84%. I've only been in the bus for like half an hour, and then like I'll go through a class and I'll open my phone. It's like 60%. I haven't even done shit yet. And then by the time I get home, I'm like listening to a podcast, like 5% left, just hoping I can get into the door and like still be listening to something. So battery wise, it's awesome. Not to mention everything fucking crashes on
Yeah,
the
and
3GS now.
there's actually an improvement from the battery perspective
Yeah.
I
as
think,
well.
Oh,
I think
really?
it's like
Yep.
8 hours of
10 hours.
Yeah, it's something
Well-
comparable to
well-
what we've seen with the iPad. Actually.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's 8 hours of constant 3G internet browsing.
Yeah, it's
so
something
whatever that
ridiculous.
Well, the
goes to everything.
iPad is like 10 hours of solid use.
Yeah, which is insane.
like a gaming and stuff, I think the iPhone is like 10 hours of like screen being on.
Yeah.
I remember when we used to
So-
play Hero Academy, and I'd flip in and play like 3 turns, and then pop out, and 10% was gone. And I was like, I don't fucking understand what just happened. So I just completely stopped gaming on my iPhone, unless I was at home or somewhere where I could charge it.
Are you getting one, Dan?
No,
No?
my 4's fine.
Okay.
I do most of everything that like needs power on my iPad anyways.
Yeah.
So
How about you, Kumar? Are you gonna get it?
Yeah, well, what I end up doing is I end up selling my phones off in India.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, so my parents go back every year. I already have a buyer for mine, so it's already sold.
Sweet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I'm getting, I think it was like 760 Canadian for it.
Oh wow.
I'll sell mine.
selling it outright.
Yeah.
I'll sell mine.
Because for them,
outright.
it's really, really easy for them to get it unlocked. And I don't have
That's
to worry
awesome.
about any of that, so.
Wait, which one do you have now then?
I have a 4S right now.
Okay, that's why.
What,
Every
how
year I've
big?
gotten a new one. It's a 64 gig.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh wow.
So I've gotten a new one every year just because I've been able to sell them off.
Nice.
Fair enough. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, it works out well in my favor, and I think my dad ends up doing the same with his as well. So it works out really, really nice for us, and it's always cool to get a new toy.
You gonna like get right on pre-ordering the 5, or are you gonna wait?
Well, it depends. Like I'll probably just wait it out, just because I don't need it. The
Yeah.
reality of things is that I really don't need it.
Yeah.
And I got my 4S when when did the 4S come out? July last year?
Something like that. Yeah.
Or no, it was later than that. It was October of last year,
uh,
right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
that-
we were,
that
we
that
were
is
all
right.
in
Yeah,
school,
we were in
Yeah.
school.
It was October of last year.
And I got
So
mine in
I
December.
haven't even had it for a full year yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And
Might
you're
as
gonna
well-
be able to mess around with iOS 6 on it too.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I'll be able to, and again, they're going to support. Like this is going to be the new tier of where they support it the same way they're going to support the new one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's like the reality of things is that I really don't need one, but if I can sell it off now, I'm better to do it. Otherwise, the value is just going to keep dropping. So
Yeah.
I agreed. Yeah.
I'll get rid of it when I can.
Makes sense.
I'm not going to pre-order it before my parents go, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because then I'm just sitting here with 2 phones for no reason.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, agreed.
What about you, Riccio?
Well, for the iPhone 5, yeah.
Oh yeah, you are getting one. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna
What about
pre-order it
you?
on Friday, hopefully, and pick it up on the Friday after if I'm lucky enough.
Yeah.
But that's just because I'm using the 3GS, and what I try and do, I say this is my plan that I've always do, but this is my first time doing it because it's the 3-year contract that I always sign up for to get it like cheaper.
Yeah.
I always try and do that, and usually by the end of the 3 years, it's when like, for example, iOS 6 won't be working on 3GS anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, well, that one's no longer supported. Sweet, that's right when I'm upgrading. It's
Actually, I
always,
think
3GS is
3GS is the oldest model they support
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
iOS.
Really?
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of limitations.
Yeah, but the
But,
thing is, going to iOS 5 murdered my battery because of all the background notifications. Like, I had
Yeah.
to turn like half the shit off that it defaulted,
Oh,
and even
okay.
now it's murdering my battery. So
Yeah.
The improvements, like considering the stuff they did from iOS 4 to iOS 5, like the crazy improvements that
Yeah.
they did, and all the new stuff, and the notification center, and the keyboard stuff, and
yeah,
all that. iOS 6 is kind of a bummer.
Yeah, what's
It's not
changed?
as impressive.
Well,
But mind
it's
you,
like-
they have done a lot of really, really crazy things. I mean, they ditched maps altogether from Google, and they've taken
YouTube.
Turn-
ad
they
as
have
well.
turn-by-turn
Yeah.
directions in their maps, which is cool.
Yeah.
They have
They're adding another row, bro.
Yeah, but that's not
5-row
iOS
row.
6. That's not
No,
what
that's
I'm
fine.
talking
That's
about.
the actual hardware.
Yeah,
so.
you're
In
right.
terms
You
of
can actually
upgrading
scroll.
from 5 to 6.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so.
Upgrading from 4 to 5 was like, look at all this crazy stuff. It's like a UI overhaul and like all this awesome stuff they did to it. And between 5 and 6, it's like, okay, turn-by-turn directions on maps. They're abandoning the YouTube app.
Yeah,
But-
but
Yep.
YouTube just put out their own instead, which is fine.
Yeah, Google just put out the like native,
Which works way
ones.
better.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Actually, to me, the thing is when you're on your 4Ss and 4s and stuff, they already changed the YouTube app. Like it's an upgraded one where you can watch like high quality ish and like quality-er and some other weird stuff.
Quality-er.
On mine, it's just like complete shit. It's still like the original iPhone app that looks like crap and can't fucking search anything. It's
Oh,
terrible.
God.
Mind you, you've probably gotten a lot of life out of that 3GS.
I have, yeah. Well, 3 years worth ish.
Yeah,
so
that's
a bit
pretty
more, a
damn
bit
good.
over. So
And the only other 2 notable features I can think of them adding, one of them I can't remember. The other one is the like shared photo stream
yeah,
There's
thing,
a
which is real dumb because that's just fucking Facebook. Like,
yeah, there's Facebook integration now.
Yeah.
That's
And
the
did they
big
ditch
thing.
Twitter?
no, they still have
No,
Twitter.
Twitter-
So they,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
just have both now, right?
yeah.
Yeah. The other thing was the Passbook
Oh yeah,
thing,
yeah,
Facebook.
but
yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
shit like that never works in Canada, anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No one ever adopts that up here, so
yeah.
Oh, well.
those are like the big things.
Yeah.
So
What about you, Sompy? You picking one up?
No, I'm really not going to.
You have a
4S.
4?
Yeah, I bought a 4S outright in
Okay.
December.
Yeah.
I had an
I
Android.
remember I was there.
I had an Android phone before that,
Yeah.
and the the jack where you charge it
Yeah.
was really wonky, so it only partially charged.
Yeah.
And I went into the student store and just was like, give me a 4S, 16 gig, just give it to me. I was like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, just give it to me in a SIM card. And I called on my cell phone that had maybe like 20% left
Yeah.
to my carrier and was like, okay, I got this SIM card, please switch it. And halfway through the call, they switched it and it cut it off, put it into my iPhone.
Plugged in, it fucking worked.
Fucking
Great.
worked. Great. Done. So
Nice.
I'm not going to bother getting a 5. I don't see the
Oh,
point
yeah, they
of
have
it.
that whole new connector and new
Yeah.
earphones, which they are now calling earpods.
Yeah.
It was only a matter
Wow.
of time. It was only a matter of time.
I'm just glad that the connector is changing because all the ones I have right now are busted anyway. Like, there's like, oh shit, I gotta twist the wire this way. Perfect, it's charging. Don't touch
You
it.
probably don't have any like accessories either.
They've all been for 3 years from now, so they're like this. Yeah, I don't have accessories, you're right? But yeah, it's funny. But anyway, to get to maybe jump away from the iPhone stuff to
Some news.
roll into some gaming news.
Do you want me to read it?
Well, whatever. So okay. Well, okay. So Sony is with the whole Bethesda thing that's been going on with Dawnguard and DLC for Skyrim on the PS3. Apparently, Sony's now jumping in and being like, "Yo, we're gonna help you try and figure this out. We don't know if it's possible. We're gonna help you." So
Great.
yeah, it's good to hear that Sony's doing something about it. Also, really shitty to hear that Bethesda has been
Super troubles.
having so much trouble and been unable to somehow get DLC onto a PS3 copy.
Yeah, that's their own. I don't know. Personally, I'm like, you know what? You guys have just lost a whole lot of people who would ever follow you. And part of why is because of the fact that for a developer of their stature, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're having
there's
such an
something
issue.
there's something that went seriously wrong because and you can't even blame Sony for that at that point.
Yeah.
Like, I understand, I don't agree with the way that Sony releases dev kits and whatnot, but at the same time, Bethesda's been around for a very, very long time, and they've been around long enough to be able to know that they shouldn't just be building from the ground up for one particular console and then not doing the same for the
Well,
next.
didn't they also have the same issue? I'm probably gonna be wrong with this one. I think they fixed it later down the line, but the same issue with Fallout 3 and or Fallout New Vegas, where you couldn't get any of the DLC on the PS3
Yeah,
for a
I
long
think-
time or ever. I don't know.
There was that crazy. Well, I know you
I
guys will
know
be able
Fallout 3 stuff
Yeah.
is on the PS3, but I'm not
Sure about
totally
New
sure
Vegas.
about the New Vegas
Well,
stuff.
New Vegas had that. Wasn't it New Vegas that had that crazy hat glitch when you went onto the strip? Did you guys hear about this?
No,
I know there's tons of crazy.
Oh
shit
my
on
god,
the
this was
PS3
a big deal. Like,
New
there's-
Vegas was fucking broken. When
Yeah.
it
Oh,
came out.
yeah.
If
on
you
the
killed
PC.
if you killed a particular guy and you took his hat before getting to the strip or something, you wouldn't ever be able to return back to the strip.
It's so fucked up.
What?
What?
Yeah, like if you
Like
literally
all the
type
main
in,
quest stuff is
exactly. So if you type in hat glitch Fallout New Vegas, like I guarantee you, like the first couple of hits or whatever will explain to you what happened. I never played it, so I didn't see it firsthand.
That's so messed up. Like I don't know.
That's really messed up.
I don't play their games because of stuff like this, because I've heard so many things like this.
That's normally why you just get on the PC version.
You can
pretty
pick them
soon.
up like now, and they're fucking.
And now they're okay.
Oh yeah, they're great now.
But that's why I would never buy their game at full price,
Right
Yeah.
out of the gate.
because I look at
Also, they come out with Game of the Year editions
that have
without
everything.
fail. Yeah.
that have everything. But you look at a developer like even Guerrilla, Naughty Dog, Santa Monica Studios. You look at all these guys. They're releasing games. Even a lot of the EA studios, for that matter.
Yeah.
They're releasing games that are working day one.
Oh yeah, super polished right
Yeah.
off the bat.
They're working
Good to go.
day one. When you look at games that came out way back in the day or whatnot, they didn't have patches.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
They
no, they,
couldn't
had
release
to
them.
be working right out of
Exactly.
the
And
gate.
so for all these developers to keep this in mind and maintain that same level of quality,
Mhm.
I'm going to support them. I'm not going to go ahead and buy a game that's going to be broken right out of the cut.
Well,
I
like
mean,
the
you-
Bethesda games like Fallout 3, Oblivion, and Skyrim weren't that broken when they first came out. New Vegas is just a extreme example because Obsidian doesn't bug test.
New
basically,
Vegas
so-
had way more issues in like the scripting side of like stuff not working correctly in that kind. Like he was saying, like the
Yeah.
hat glitch. But in terms of like actual like engine busted shit,
Yeah.
it's kind of messed up how Bethesda, at least with Oblivion, and then the two Fallouts. I know Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas were kind of based off the Oblivion engine, kind of. At
Yeah.
least like way tweaked.
Well, yeah, it's like the tweaked Oblivion engine.
But it was like, so Oblivion came out and people tweaked the shit out of it, and then Fallout 3 came out and it was like, yo, this thing is fucked, doesn't run on PCs and that well, and then people kind of tweaked it the same way that they did with Oblivion, and
Yeah.
Fallout 3 worked properly. Then New Vegas came out, and day one was like, that game is fucking broken, and then within like 30 minutes, people were like, just do the same switches that you did on Fallout 3, and it works exactly the same. It's like, so much stuff happens where they'll make an entire game and they still haven't fixed their, like,
Well, you got to give it to them for actually getting the games to work.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially with the scale of stuff you can
Yeah,
do. with it.
and that's the exact thing, right?
Well,
Like,
that's
there's a grand
any
appreciation
open
for it.
world game is gonna have some jankiness in it.
Yeah.
Even like Red Dead Redemption had a lot of broken stuff in it, but
Yeah,
The cougar glitch.
yeah, people spawning as animals.
I love, that made my life.
But it just,
me and Jeff and Dustin were playing just like an online, just free roam of that. Like the week it came out, and me and Jeff were riding in one of the like horse-drawn carts,
yeah.
and just all of a sudden it started to like violently shake, just like. We weren't going over anything. We were just driving down the road. It started to violently shake. We teleported like 100 feet in the air, and then it teleported back like halfway into the ground, and like it just shook, and then we like fell off of it, and it disappeared. Like it's just this stuff happens.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like we're playing an open world game. We were fucking goofing around, so that was great.
I'm surprised Riccio didn't find that one.
yeah, really breaking games.
I love breaking games.
I think one of the weirdest things that I ever saw happen was actually in Mass Effect. And I don't know what had happened, but my face became Rex's face.
Really?
What?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Because what ended up happening
Oh my
was,
God.
you know how you can actually command your teammates to go to particular spots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I told him to go somewhere, and he was far behind me, and I ended up running into that spot. So he still followed my order, and then he crouched behind this little, like it was a wall or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But he crouched in the exact same position that I was in.
Oh my god.
And so when I got up, I took his face with me.
Oh my god.
His face was gone, and I'm sitting here like, what the hell? He's still running around. He's still shooting.
Oh my God.
It was
Does he no longer have a face, or you like
No. Now
carbon copied his
now
face?
he's
You
okay.
keep going into Mass Effect 3 like his face is still on your character.
No. Now it's okay. Like I straight up, I was like, oh shit. I was like, if this breaks my save, I'm gonna be so angry. So I reloaded it immediately.
Oh.
But it
you
was
should have kept it.
it confused me.
Why do I have
I
Rex's
don't know how to
face?
feel about
See,
this.
even Mass Effect is like this universally
Yeah.
hailed game,
Yeah.
especially the first one and the
Oh,
second
yeah.
one. Those games had fucking
Some people
janky
hated the
games
first one though.
everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Some people hated.
It's
the
just a
first
really
one.
slow start, but then it gets really good.
I thought it was awesome. I loved it. Right
There's
from the
stuff in
beginning.
that game like today that still isn't even fixed, like people turning their heads like 180 degrees.
Yeah.
Man, I love
around
that.
and stuff.
Those are the best though.
I know. See, like that's the same kind of stuff that's.
I get
fucking
that
broken
all the
in
time in
Fallout 3.
Skyrim.
That actually happens a lot in Metro 2033 as well. Well, some dudes gonna be like, it's like what the hell's his name? The main character, Devin. Help me.
Hunter? Like Hunter? Like the
No, Hunter's the main dude. It's the other one's like August or Anyway, so he'll be like, why don't you go over there? And then like he'll turn to the left, and then like his animation is probably telling him to look to the right, but his head past the point of being like the shortest way is then backwards behind his head. So it just like
Wow.
will just spin his head around, and it looks. Then it's like, oh, I gotta look left again, and it goes left, and it just keeps like spinning, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like this guy's got some exorcist shit going on.
Doesn't sound healthy at all.
I'm super
Yeah.
excited for that.
But
now.
I don't know if they patched that, but that was all the way on the
Oh.
360 version. I played it like the first week of release. Like,
Oh man,
but
that would be super creepy with that atmosphere too.
yeah,
Oh God,
yeah.
I don't know if I want that with that game.
But
So what else we got?
hit the mic. So other than that, we have Darksiders 2, like I mentioned, sold roughly 250,000 copies at launch, which I'm not sure what it's up to right now, but
It's not bad.
The United States government would shut that company down.
oh shit, yeah. But apparently now it's at roughly 500,000 ish. But
Jeez.
it's kind of sad to hear because that game is like,
Yeah, but see, the worst part about that is that THQ needed that to.
Oh, I know.
to do really well.
I know.
yeah,
They just have to release the next great title in the Saints Row franchise.
I hope they don't get liquidated.
be all
before that.
good.
Yeah, but see, that's the problem. Are they going to do it before they?
They get
Who the fuck
liquidated.
cares? Someone will pick up Volition to
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
making Saints
People
Row.
are going to pick
Oh.
up the studio, but the company itself as a whole is not looking good.
No.
I take that back. So apparently it sold 250,000 on the first like release week. In 2 weeks it was roughly 500,000, and right now it's probably over 1 million.
Oh, thank
But
God.
no, the thing is, like, I really hope Darksiders 2 continues so that the other sequels can come out because
With what is it?
Those sales numbers are kind of crazy. You know, the original Infamous took 9 months to hit 1 million.
yeah, I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's just tough. Like, say, yeah, with the way THQ is going right now. But yeah, Anyways, and other stuff. So this is going to be kind of two things. So Machinarium is now available on the European PSN, and it's going to be coming to the US one, which is like a point-and-click crazy awesome adventure, which is kind of cool to see on the PS3 because PS3 seems to be adopting like a lot of cool, not indie, but some really cool games. So it's going to be what the article says, like whatever PlayStation Plus you can get it for cheaper. One thing that's worth mentioning is Jet Set Radio is coming out for the PS3 and 360. And once again, if you have PlayStation Plus, you can actually get it a week earlier. Like right now, you can just go out and get it. And there's another game, which I want to say is that Double Dragon Neon or something that came out.
Yeah, Double Dragon Neon. I think
And
that's the
it's
one.
just like, it's a new game this week. And straight up, if you have PlayStation Plus, it's like, shit, fuck it, it's free. Just get it.
They went crazy. This,
Yeah, PlayStation
yeah.
Plus
this
is
time
kind
around.
of insane. But
It's a testament to why I disagree with Xbox Live.
yeah, it's more and more. It's like, why? What are we paying for? For more ads? Okay, cool.
great.
If they just literally, if they put out that update that makes your friends
More
list more
ads
than
and
100.
fucking party chat.
Yeah, if ever they
PS3
put out,
ain't got shit.
but if ever they put out the update that would make your friends list more than 100 people, I would just love it.
For the,
That's
for
all I
the
want
PS3?
for the 360
Oh, for
or
the-
PS3 for everything. Actually, more than 300 for Steam as well. Like, I'm trying to hit limits because like I stream and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's I don't know. I guess it's not necessary, but it's just like it's kind of annoying sometimes. So
Yeah.
I feel bad being like, I want to add you, but I have to delete people, but I don't know if I know them. But I don't do. Everybody changes their names and stuff. I'm sorry.
Hey, there's a new community thing where you can nickname people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
that's true.
I actually really like that. I usually sometimes people will message me on Steam and they'll change their name and I'm like, but I recognize that picture, and then sometimes they'll change the picture and I'm like, I don't know who you are. I'm sorry. I feel really bad though, but yeah, I love the nickname thing. I haven't actually tried it yet. Actually, that's a lie. I think I was gonna name Devin because I couldn't find him one day. Banana Brick. I couldn't remember what the hell his name was. I was like, Somppi?
Oh, really?
I don't. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you gave me my awesome notes finally.
Awesome.
But anyway, other than that, so apparently Insomniac has mentioned that they're done working with purely single player games,
Really?
which
wow.
is
Does that mean they're going purely multiplayer, or are they just going?
they're
Maybe
they're
a hybrid.
always going to be
Fucking
like
Ratchet and Clank MMO. Let's do it.
yeah, but
Guns. Turn your squad
do
mates
you-
into sheep.
How do you guys feel about Resistance?
I
care.
really really wish I could have played the third game, and I want to buy it one day and play it.
I will sell it to you for very, very cheap.
Really?
$5?
Wait, the third one?
Probably. Yeah.
I'll buy it from you.
Yeah.
No, wait,
I-
hold on now.
I looked at it and I was just like, I played it because a buddy of mine.
Riccio's a hoarder. You sell it to him, only he will ever play it.
Yep.
But I'll
Me,
stream
I
it.
lend
Many
stuff to
people will be able to
people.
see it though. Many people will be able to see it.
I guess, eh? Whose
Well,
arms are
you're
weird?
saying you're ever gonna get to the PS3?
I
playing
You never
would
will.
play Resistance 3.
You never will.
I really liked Resistance 2 until it came to the ending, and I was like, what the fuck just happened? And then, like,
I thought the ending was
But
the
see,
ending was
if
dark.
you sell it
Yeah, I know.
to me, then I
You'll be
can
able to
play
lend it to
through it and then sell it to Riccio, and then it can go into his dark hole of the game pile. Where
Don't
no
you
one-
ever talk about
sell
my
it-
dark hole.
Sell it to me, and then I'll sell it to Riccio.
What are people selling it for these days?
I know it's $29 if you buy it from a store.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's way too much.
Yeah. What? Wait, really? It's really not that good? Did you finish
No,
it?
it's not that it's not that good. It just I look at it and I'm like, yeah, if you look at all the games you can buy for $29.99 today,
Yeah.
it's really not worth the same price as half of those ones.
Yeah.
There's some way better stuff you can get for $19.99.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like I mean no disrespect to the developer at all, but it's not, especially in that world, in the world of shooters and whatnot. Like it's just not comparable in a lot of ways. It tells an interesting story and whatnot, but I don't know. Like even
It's a story that I was really excited about.
even
hearing
like
for
the
that.
mechanics though, like even aiming down the sight and everything, it just doesn't feel like it feels so fake. It feels so much like a video game, especially in
Yeah.
Yo, man, it's the Halo killer.
yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Totally the
I
Halo killer.
can't believe she said that. I don't know if the guys heard this story. Do you want to?
About the
Probably not.
PS3
You can
rep?
go for it.
Or the
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
PlayStation
We
rep?
heard about this.
Yeah, the
from-
PlayStation rep ended up telling Jeff, which was a horrible mistake of hers, but she ended up telling a friend of ours, Jeff, that Resistance was the Halo killer, quote unquote. And she's saying this to Jeff, who is, by all definitions, like a very, very strong fan of Halo, and the universe and the world and the gameplay in general and all that stuff. He loves that game. So for her to have said this to him, he said, "Okay, well, I have to try this." And I think it was safe to say that might have been one of the times in his life when he's been most unimpressed, and also probably most frustrated.
Oh my god.
Didn't
If
he tell
you
her?
ever mention Resistance 2 specifically to Jeff, he will just like stare at you with an angry face and be like, "Fucking no, we're not talking
Really?
about this." Yeah.
Oh, next time I see him, I'll do it.
We'd have to stage something elaborate like, "Jeff, you want to come over? We're gonna play some games," and then we'll have like
I got
a
Halo 4.
PS3 hooked
We could
up.
play all of Resistance.
Oh my god, he'd be so angry.
No, it's specifically Resistance 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
Resistance 2?
It's funny because
I don't think he has any opinion on 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed the multiplayer of Resistance too.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought it was really awesome.
Jeff will fucking kill you where
the-
you stand for
that's
that.
cool.
Yeah.
The-
Careful careful when you say that.
The 8-player co-op that was in that game was awesome. I found.
Yeah, it was fun, but see, the problem was that you could barely ever find 8 people to play.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta think. Most of the times I play my games, I'm like, yo, it's awesome because I play it like on release, and then I play it for a week and never play it again. So
Wow.
during that first week, I'll usually blow through it or try to like within the first week or two.
Yeah.
No, it's because I play during the week where it's most popular-ish.
Yeah.
I would never really have trouble with it. But yeah, the co-op was awesome with 8 because it felt like back when I used to play it, the only way I can compare it to is like it's like playing a World of Warcraft dungeon with tanks, DPS, and healers. But it was really cool. But anyways, no, the actual competitive multiplayer was really fun too. I don't know, I liked it. It was weird. It felt really good. It felt less serious and just something you could go and shoot people and felt fucking awesome. I don't know.
Like I said, I just didn't really like I played through both Resistance 2 and Resistance 3.
Yeah.
And I just really didn't like the shooting mechanics. And it's kind of cool because they have a unique twist on the type of guns that they use and whatnot, but I don't know.
I didn't like the second game single player. There's
No,
like weird
if there
boss
was
battles
a gun
that
to turn the Chimera into sheep, would it have been a better game?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
Because they're creepy.
Yeah, they really are.
They're creepy.
But the thing is, like,
The
didn't you
Sheep-O-Matic 6000.
didn't you find that game had too many parts where it would go like ridiculously hard, and you'd feel like a boss battle or some sort of situation that was way too hard, and no matter what difficulty you're on, you just die a shit ton.
Yep.
And then they put out like an arcade version where, not a version, but a mode would put out when you beat the game, you got an arcade mode that you had 3 lives to go through the entire game, and I felt that was fucking stupid. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Then again, you can say that, and then I think Dead Space is you're dead. 3 saves, never mind. But anyways, yeah. So apparently, also Insomniac showed their new game Fuse. I haven't seen anything about it except for I'm looking at some screenshots right now. It looks like a 3 or 4. It looks like a 4-player Army of 2 type game.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's
Sorry,
actually.
can we just skip back to Dead Space 2 for a sec?
Sure, yeah.
I know what he wants to talk about.
Yeah, I want. Kumar has beat that game on hardcore.
What?
I have the platinum in Dead Space 2.
I would do it I wanted to do it because I wanted to sit. I knew when would be good times to go and save, and like I felt really good about it when I first went.
It was frustrating. I can tell you.
But
that much.
that's the thing is, like, as much as I really want to, I'd never found like a pocket of time where I could be like, okay, I need 3 hours right now to get to that first save, and I never wanted to sit down and do it because I never really had a
Should
3
do
hour.
it in
It actually makes
October.
it actually
gee.
makes the game more scary if you're not aware
Oh, I
of
know, I
where
bet.
things are, because that death could cost you.
Do you have access to any of the DLC armors and stuff, or proto armors and stuff?
No.
No,
I
he
don't
did
think
this
so.
like
No, but I mean, like, do you?
Oh, I really don't even know.
You don't know?
I did this.
he did
straight
it
up.
like,
Naturally, man.
like within
Really?
2 weeks of it coming out.
Yeah,
it
I did
was
this
done.
very, very
Whoa.
quickly.
I know when people like, 'cause I know you could do a new game plus and bring your character into other difficulty modes. People
No,
are like, yo,
you-
no, but hold on, I know people are like, yo, I'm gonna do this, and then they start hardcore, and it's like,
You can't bring
I
it anymore.
can't. What the fuck did I just do a second playthrough for?
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
It was like I think my playthrough history of that game was I went through it on normal,
Yeah.
and then I carried all my shit over to Zealot, which is
Yeah.
the hard mode. You have
Well,
to
that's
beat,
like the hardest except for hardcore.
yeah, you have to beat Zealot to unlock hardcore,
Mm-hmm.
and there's trophies attached to it and all that other jazz.
I don't-
So
I don't think you need to have beaten Zealot.
I think you have to have. I'm pretty sure because
No,
otherwise I
because
would have.
Dustin has the ability to play hardcore. But he has
Anybody
never
has to
finished
beat
Zealot.
Yeah, no,
I think it
you
was-
have to finish the game once, I think.
I think it may have been. Yeah, it may have just been beating the game once then.
Yeah.
But I remember doing it. Oh, I remember why I did it. I remember doing it because there's an achievement, and I heard that it wouldn't stack.
Yeah. I
Yeah, the
remember that.
hardcore one doesn't stack with it.
Yeah, I heard
But
that
it's also
it wouldn't
Oh,
stack.
okay.
on the Xbox version. I know you played it on PS3.
Yeah.
The Xbox version, that's 100G.
Is it?
PS3
Yeah.
sound quality for Dead Space games were fucking so much better than the 360.
Well, I used an optical cable and
Yeah.
everything too, so it was just
Oh,
dirt.
wow.
Same. I was using this like headset, and it was just like, holy shit. But
I don't
Those
like
games look
this.
good on PC, by the way.
yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, mine. I have everything
Three I'm
maxed
getting
out
on
on
PC.
PC, and it just looks dirty. It looks a lot. It actually looks a lot better than
Yeah.
the PS3 version. And
Definitely getting the third one on PC. Sorry, but I actually have a question for you because obviously, if you've played through a lot of Dead Space 2 and everything, what's your take on Dead Space 3 so far?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be nearly as popular as they really want it to be.
Yeah.
And part of why is because it's just more Dead Space. Like I get what they're doing differently,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's going to be enough to really warrant what they're hoping to do. Like if you Google their expectations
Yeah.
and you look at what EA wants out of that game, I don't see it happening.
What are they looking for?
They're looking for like look at the numbers that they're trying to project and the numbers that they're expecting.
Isn't it
It's
like
just-
4 or 5 million? on
yeah,
fucking
it's something
Earth?
stupid. And I'm
It's
like,
what?
like you're not, especially
Not even fucking. Didn't Battlefield not even?
Yeah,
hit
and that's what I'm getting at. Like there's better, or I shouldn't say better titles. There's more recognized and more widely accepted titles throughout the EA catalog that didn't sell as much as what they want Dead Space 3 to sell.
Yeah.
So if they sell it, more power to them because the developers are awesome and the publisher is great.
Yeah.
So I'd love for them to do that, but at the same time, I mean, being realistic, I really don't think it's going to happen.
Don't you just hate how when Dead Space 1 either got shown off or when you finally got to play it, you're just like, yes, this is finally like a horror game of this generation that's like fucking crazy and new and actually scary.
Kind of looks like it controls like Resident Evil 4, which is real
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And then 2 came out and it was like, yeah, it was crazy. Still had horror, a bit more actiony. Like everything was actually times like 1.25-ish, like speed wise. So everything was
Yeah.
faster. Then 3, they're just like action.
Well,
Except-
three is following the exact same route of what Resident Evil 5 did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which kind of is like, no, we want to go back to scary. But
Yeah.
the thing is, like, no one really knows because since if you co-op, it adds a second person. If you're playing solo, it's just you. So it could still have
It could
that
change.
chance.
Yeah, it could very much change. And again,
Well,
like
I
I
think
said,
shooting
the
people
people
with guns.
complaining that co-op is in the game is going to ruin it.
you don't have to play like
Yeah,
that.
that's the thing, which I probably
Just
won't for
Don't
the first
fucking
one.
play that way. Like,
Yeah.
why? It's a great option in there for people that want to play games together. But
Oh, yeah.
if you want to have that scary experience, it's still going to be there. Like,
But
Yeah.
the thing is, when I used to play Dead Space, like it was crazy because like something would bust out of a wall and try and cut your face off. But now it's gonna be like, yo, I'm walking like up at this hill, and now they're shooting guns at me. It's
Did
like,
you watch the? Did you watch any of the footage?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
Man, it actually look. They do a really good job with the environments.
Yeah.
You gotta give them that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
They've created Dead Space, and I'll say this: like Dead Space scares the shit out of me.
yeah,
That whole universe scares the shit out of me. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
still I mean, I played through the first one 4 times.
oh,
I played through
Wow.
the
I've
second
I'd
never
one.
probably
finished
say
the first
2 or 3
one.
times,
I
yeah.
finished the second one at
Did you?
like the insistence of a bunch of people.
I remember
that
going
wanted to
through
watch
the
it.
first one on Impossible and feeling fucking magical about that.
I would have loved to have seen Dan play Dead Space.
There's an audio recording of the last 2/3 of that game.
I've heard some of it actually.
Yes.
Really?
I wish you guys, and in turn, I wish you guys.
That was
could have
back
heard-
when I was working on my last website.
Yeah.
We actually had video footage of the back half of the game, but in a sad accident, it was all deleted.
I wish you could have heard the times that I got killed during the hardcore playthrough
Oh man.
after having completed 5 or 6 chapters.
Ooh.
Before
Yeah.
is this saving once yet, or
What's that?
was that having saved once yet?
Oh
or?
yeah.
Okay.
I only like during my hardcore playthrough, I died twice,
Oh wow.
and so my first save was at I want to say it was at chapter 8. How many chapters were there?
Quick
again,
question: when you play in hardcore, is it zealot
Yeah, it is
difficulty?
Zealot difficulty.
Okay.
That's the point.
Yeah.
'Kay.
It's zealot difficulty again, except for the fact that it's just you have 3 saves. That's it.
Yeah.
And if you die, you have to start over from your
Yeah.
last save.
There's no save then.
So-
Start.
Yeah, and if there's no save, you literally have to start the game over.
Yeah.
I remember I was on.
So imagine that if you get to chapter 8 and you haven't saved, because I remember actually thinking to myself, because I mapped it out, I knew the game inside and out,
Yeah.
where I knew exactly where everything was, and this was just from having played it on normal and then having played through on Zealot.
Yeah.
So I knew where everything was and I knew what to expect. So I'd actually went back to my saves and found out where the easiest spot would be and where
Yeah.
the best spot would be to save. So I go ahead and I think about that and I'm like, imagine you got to chapter 8 and I don't know, something happens, something eats you. You have to do chapters 1 through 8 again.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And the worst part is that when you die, it just kicks you back to the title screen. So it's like it's slapping you in the face because all you see is you literally just see the logo and you're like, are you serious?
I'm
What?
done.
Did that just happen?
Man, I still remember there's one part of Dead Space 2 that will always stick with me. It's whenever you fall, like it does like that, oh no, these people are maybe not so good. And then like a gunship shoots you and you fall through like this, or you crawl into this like vent
Yeah.
and you fall down. Then there's that big monster thing and then he screams at you and you're like, holy shit, and you shoot his arm off. Then you fucking run away from it. Then you get like ejected into space and like
Yeah.
bounce off a ship and then it comes at you and then you just like bust through a fucking wall and you're just like, the entire time that shit's happening for
Yeah,
like that 5 minutes, you're like, what the fuck? That was crazy. And, it was,
And you just fucking land in that building.
He dusts
and, like,
his shoulders
he dusts
off.
his shoulders off, and
He
then
gets
just
up and
like
keeps
chapter 4 rolls
yeah.
across the
I'm
screen.
like, what the fuck?
I remember
Oh,
I remember
man.
playing that. Like I played that on a full 7.1 surround sound.
Oh man.
And
Whoa.
when you get launched out of where you are,
Yeah.
sound cuts out because you're
Yeah,
out in
it's like,
space. But you still hear you hear it as if you were actually going to be hearing it,
Yeah.
right? So I remember hearing that.
It's
and
like his breathing and grunts.
yeah, and I remember thinking to myself, I was like, this is unreal. Like the creativity that went into them doing this is unbelievable.
The funny thing is because like I bought my headsets that I use right now, which are 5.1 like optical things, and I played Dead Space 1 through on with like half of it, I don't know, on my speakers, which were like a shittily set up 5.1 system that wasn't
Yeah.
really 5.1, and then I put on my headphones and I played through the game and I'm like, was there like the rest of the game is like, was there always like footsteps of clanging stuff above me like every
Yeah.
time I walked around? Like what the hell?
It's a different experience. It got to the point where I think my first playthrough through Dead Space,
Yeah.
the original, I want to say I actually played it without any sound.
Really?
I
Yeah.
find that makes it worse because then shit jumps at you and you're like, oh fuck.
Oh,
like,
it wasn't as bad as me. It wasn't as bad
Oh.
for me because I was listening to like happy podcasts.
Oh, dude.
Because
You
I was
know-
like,
you know what?
I don't want to shit my pants. I'm in a suit. I don't want to shit my pants. So I'm just
You
gonna
always
always
play in a suit?
expensive pants.
You know what's funny though? When I went through Fear 1, the first time I ever did it, I was just like, I want to play this game, but I'm too pansy. And this is before I was streaming, so I didn't have
But I'm
like
too
people
pansy.
watching me to kind of be like, you can maybe do it, or having the feeling like, okay, I'm gonna scream, but it's gonna be worth it. So I was just scared in my own room, and I just fucking put my headphones on. I put the game sound just loud enough so I could hear like gunshots, or if something scary was like happening behind me, and just take fucking freeze pop, put the whole album on it on repeat, and just max that sound to the point where it's like the only thing I can hear, and I'm just like singing like, yeah, let's just do this game, and I just go through the whole fucking like
Oh my
rest of
God.
the game as cheery as I can possibly go.
I think it's the scariest game I've ever played. Both, actually, collectively, both of them. I think
Dead Space?
the series as a whole is, I think, the most frightening game I've ever played.
Yeah, no, it's I'm definitely
I'm probably gonna get called a pansy for that, but it's just they've done a really good job with it. If you play it in the dark with headphones, you will soil yourself.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I booted it up, played about an hour and a half, and went, I'm done. And put the headphones down and was just like, yep.
He just leaves. He just leaves his home. Just doesn't turn anything off. Just puts the controller down, takes his headphones off, walks.
I was
out
just
the
like,
house.
yep, no, I am done with this.
I-
I'm going to play some Binding of Isaac. And
We
like,
know scary stuff doesn't go over very well with Devin.
It doesn't go over
Late
very well
night.
with me either, but I
But
again,
the
I
worst-
still got through it. So
I don't know what's wrong with my brain, but I always end up playing something stupidly scary at like 3 in the morning. I'm like half asleep. I'm like, yeah, this seems like a great idea. I should totally do this. Nope. Just
I-
fucking terrible.
Or Riccio sends you a comic.
Oh,
God.
jeez. I hope to. I hate to pull out the token kind of game, but Kumar, have you ever played Amnesia?
I have, yeah, and
Fully?
I
Okay.
I
That's always the question. That's not. That's okay if you
Well,
haven't. Like,
here's my reasoning behind it. I pulled a Sompy over here where I
did the same thing with Amnesia.
Okay, well, how far
started
did
it
you-
up.
Yeah.
I started it up, and I walked around. It's just to make sure I'm thinking of the right one. It's a first person, correct?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm walking around and I see some things on the wall and I hear some noises, and I start to feel some piss run down my leg. So I give it the benefit of the doubt and I keep going, and I don't remember to this day what happened, but some shit happened where I literally powered down my computer. Where I went so far as I was like, nope, I'm done. Not happening. Definitely not happening.
I actually, at 4 in the morning, walked over to my buddy's place, knocked on the door, and said, "Hey, I can't sleep. Can I hang out with you?"
Oh my god.
He's like, "What did you do?" And I explained what I started playing. He's like, "Oh yeah, nah, not a problem at all. I'm gonna go to bed, but you can play 360." I was like, "Yeah, great, thanks. Okay, bye."
I'm
And just
gonna
like,
buy you a security blanket.
Oh
for
god,
Christmas.
man, it was fucking terrible. I tried to go to bed, and it's that terrible state where you're half asleep and like your mind's just going crazy, and stuff was wandering around. Like my cat was wandering around and crazy stuff like that. It was like, oh,
Well, the worst
oh,
part is
God.
that if you play a game like that, whether it be Fear or Amnesia or Dead Space, if you play a game like that, it for whatever reason enhances your hearing ability,
Oh yeah,
and you'll just start hearing shit. And you're like, whoa, wait a second. It's like, yo, what the fuck was that?
My house always made these noises.
Yeah,
It's like-
you'll pick something up. You'll pick up a knife.
and my parents' place is like 102 years old, so it creaks
Jeez.
all the time. and it's just like the house shifts, and none of the doors are. They will, if they're not fully closed, they'll randomly open and close because the house is shifting.
Yeah, that's.
So yeah, no, it's not very fun
I don't
at
think
all
it'd be too
ever
comfortable.
actually. That's why I don't like scary games.
Everything you guys are saying, all I'm hearing in my head is, okay, when Machine for Pigs comes out, it's like I'm just gonna get you guys all in a room, have a camera on you guys, and watch one of you play it and like take turns. That's all I want to see now.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
That's all. That is all I want to see now.
Or
It's too bad because it's not going to happen.
Dude,
Dan's just adamant on it never happening.
Dan,
If it happens, I'll be wearing.
please be strong for me.
Different fans.
yeah, I would not give you the ability to wear a suit
Yeah,
because
I'd wear
I wouldn't want
different
you to.
You fairly certain.
Just like,
sorry,
oh man,
but-
I can't wait to see how fucked Machine for Pigs is gonna be. Like, it's Amnesia was such an insane experience that, and the fact that they're kind of like toting that's gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna be so much worse than Machine for Pigs. You guys don't even know. It's like,
And it's got the Chinese room, which are great atmosphere from
yeah,
your Esther.
yeah.
It's gonna be great. I'm
But-
never gonna play it. Some masterpiece I will never experience.
I don't think I'm actually gonna play.
I'm okay with that.
I don't think I'm gonna play Dead Space 3. Speaking of Dead Space.
Really?
Yeah, part of why is because it takes place primarily in a winter environment,
Yeah.
and we experience winter for about half the year
It's
here in
gonna
Ottawa.
fucking launch
But it's
in
gonna be
winter.
March. It's gonna be March when it launches.
It is gonna be March, but then it's just gonna ruin the Christmas season. 'Cause I
There's,
What?
there's a possibility that there's still snow in March.
that too.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about Dead Space 3 yet. I mean,
I-
I know I'm gonna get it,
Are you?
but well, the
I
way I
think-
do stream stuff, like I just try to get everything.
I
'cause
think
I'm
I'm.
an
I
idiot.
think I'm in a position.
You know there's going to be a scene in that game where it's like whiteout blizzard.
Yeah.
Something's going to be chasing
Well,
you.
it's in the
The trailer,
footage.
yeah.
It's in the actual footage. Like they
Is
have
it?
like a 10 or 12 minute, just like a straight gameplay footage, and it's the creepiest fucking thing I've seen. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is in a lot of ways it doesn't look as bad as Dead Space 2,
Yeah.
just because Dead Space 2 has
That's
that.
what you think.
Well,
But
yeah,
you
and that's the
haven't played
thing.
it yet.
But I
Yeah.
know immediately if they handed me that controller, and I sat down in like a living room setting with the lights dark.
Yeah.
Or whatever, I know that would be a completely different.
You know what's funny is in the gameplay they showed, you know that huge drill thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody laughs about that.
Yeah.
Man, if I would have not seen that and
It's
just
giant
think about
enemy drill.
no, but just think about that in a way that let's say you're playing this game, you're not doing a co-op, you're single player. You walk into this room and this giant fucking loud ass drill just starts getting really loud, and you don't know what to expect because like you're the
You
one
can't hear
playing it.
anything, yeah.
You just can't hear anything. I would probably be scared shitless, even though nothing would be happening.
And that's what they're good at. They do things
Yeah.
like that where
Yeah,
shit
it's
will
good
happen.
atmosphere.
So, in that sort of thing, like as much as I don't like things shooting back at me because like oh now it's like a military shooter.
Yeah.
What they were showing, which kind of makes me feel like, okay, maybe it won't be so bad, because I think a lot of that stuff. Well, actually, I don't know when that took place, but when you'd kill them, it kind of did the Resident Evil thing, like, oh shit, my arm is gone, and then like a fucking like necromorph would like slowly bust out of it halfway and just like crawl at you with like this like messed up infested body.
Yeah.
So there's still things I think they can do that'll make it freaky, and maybe like by the end of the game, you'll have killed so many people that there's just the bodies left, and the bodies will just start coming alive or something.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, I think there's still like a huge chance that it'll definitely be like one of the not one of the scariest, but a very Dead
It'll-
Spacey game.
I think it's safe to say it'll be recognized.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be well received, and again coming back to what we initially started talking about, I really doubt it's going to be received the way that they want it
yeah.
to be
Yeah.
received.
But I'm excited to go through it once solo and then go through it once again co-op and see how much stuff changes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But anyway, jumping back into the news so we can finish up kind of. So apparently the 360 version of Metal Gear Rising is officially canceled in Japan.
Rising Revengeance.
Yeah.
Rising Revenge.
They come up with the stupidest names.
But the PS3 version's still coming out.
Ground Zeroes.
We, Ground Zeroes,
Yeah.
Rising Revengeance. Why don't you just use, if you're going to use English words, use real.
Guns of the Patriots.
Guns of the Patriots kind of made sense, I guess.
Bow, bow, bow.
At least it makes sense relative to like
Fuck
if
them.
you say it.
It's a
but-
Patriot gun.
Revengeance isn't a word.
Yeah.
Ground
To
Zeroes.
revengeance.
Ground Zeroes just doesn't make sense. There's only one Ground Zero. There's a reason it's
What
Ground
happens?
Are
Zero.
you sure?
Yeah.
What if
they
bombs
launch
hit?
several nuclear bombs?
Yeah, and they all hit
Yeah,
at
but
the
then-
same time.
But if they all hit at the same time, then Earth would just go away.
Uh-huh.
Well, then there'd be
So if
multiple
there's
Earths.
Two nuclear bombs.
I hate you all.
Earths would be
That
seeking
pluralizes
revengeances.
ground
The Earth
zero.
Eye.
Ground
The
Zero,
Earth
Ground
Eye,
One.
which is the plural of Earth.
Earths
I don't know, I think-
demise.
I think the reality of things is that you can't. And before I say this, I'd like to qualify that Japan is arguably the birthplace.
Japan?
Of gaming. Japan.
Of
Sure.
what?
Japan is arguably the birthplace of gaming. I've had this conversation actually with Dan a couple times, but
Yeah.
Japan is where games were developed, and I get
It's
it.
usually accompanied with why because of this is
Yeah.
the we shit.
Yeah, and it just like you look at what Japan's done for the industry, and it's sad because there are a lot of times when what they've done that's really good is overshadowed by the stupid ass things that they contribute, such as dumbass names that just they would make sense in a Japanese setting, but they won't make sense for North America.
Well, I mean, I kind of appreciate crazy names.
Well, they're being creative, and I get it, but I don't know. I look at it and I'm like, they should cater. I think it'd be more effective if they catered it accordingly to the demographic that's here in North America.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, you don't think so?
No.
No?
Because I think the people that are going to play those games are going to appreciate the
The game, anyways.
weird name
Yeah.
conventions.
Yeah, and that's the two schools of thought. So, like I said, I get it, but I don't know.
There's
I wish-
people like me that import Japan-only releases.
Yeah,
That is true.
games.
how is
I'm not even like that into Japanese culture or anything. Anarchy Reigns is good.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it is.
I'm into Japanese culture. I like the
You know what it's
noodles.
called in Japan? Max Anarchy.
Seriously?
There's not
Yep.
even a character named that. It's just like meant to mean maximum anarchy.
Yep.
I wish they'd called it maximum anarchy instead of just max.
That'd be crazy. I just want to jump back to something that I played this week that I felt was really worth mentioning. There's a mod that came out for for Half-Life 2 a really long time ago. Well, kind of in beta stages. Was called No More Room in Hell,
Okay.
and I played some of it again last Friday for my Fright Day. And it's a multiplayer mod. It's 8-player. Yeah, it's an 8-player co-op zombie thing. Kind of like saying it's like Left 4 Dead is really like an injustice to this game. Because what it is instead of like the crazy kind of zombie action, like stuff flying at you and you're shooting all of them and you're trying to find zombies and you just want to kill a lot of things. Like it's a slow pace. Like every zombie is a walker, so it's like they're slow. And it's kind of like the apparently like Dawn of the Dead type of zombie.
Oh, okay.
There's still some running zombies, which are normally when players die and they come back to life. They're like the running kind, or there's just random running ones. But it's a mod that came out that has such an insane amount of atmosphere. I find because like there's like slow zombies and like you're in really tight quarters areas. There's not much ammo. And there's 8 of you, but there's always gonna be like one gun and like maybe one flashlight. So someone's gonna be holding the flashlight or the gun, or somebody has to get a walkie-talkie to hear someone across the map. Like, or else if you talk, it's only like nearby. Like there's always really cool things that you do in it. And it's a really crazy mod that I played back in beta that kind of felt not ass, but just a lot of things felt like, oh, that doesn't feel right. Oh, that feels really weird. But when I played it again, now that it's been like, I don't know, I want to say like a year. That game is good. It's a really sick free mod. It's called No More Room in Hell, and I don't know if I'd love to play maybe a match online with you guys at some point or something. But
Yeah. Be cool.
it's cool if you have Half-Life. It's awesome. But
Who doesn't have Half-Life?
yeah, I don't know. Some people.
Wasn't it free at one point?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think it ever has been.
I thought it was free at one point.
But it's
Oh,
like,
no, Portal was free.
Yeah.
yes, Portal
Portal
1,
was free.
when Steam came to Mac.
Yeah.
Speaking of Steam stuff, so there's officially 10 greenlit games that actually have been greenlit. One is Black Mesa Source.
Nice.
One is Heroes and Generals, which is a free-to-play massive online FPS with strategical multiplayer campaign that takes place during World War II.
There's also Cry of Fear
There's
Cry
Cry
of
of
Fear?
Fear as well. Yeah.
and Project Zomboid.
Yeah. Project Zomboid. There's Routine as well.
Zomboid.
There's Kenshi, Towns, No Room in Hell, McPixel, and Dream. So yeah. Also, I'd like to mention I kind of got Project Zomboid off Desura this week to kind of mess around with it. And Desura apparently gives you patch 1.5, but it gives you a CD key for it.
Oh, okay.
To get any other versions, you have to actually go to their forums and download it. So right now they're at version like 3 point something or 2.7 or something.
Oh,
or
okay.
it's like insane. The game looks completely different. It's insane. But yeah, no, it's cool to see stuff actually getting greenlit. And I
You can't
wonder what's
start.
gonna be
Can
like.
you still start up the campaign and smother your wife? in the
No.
Oh.
What?
No. The game was fun. Anyway, so in other news, Battlefield 3 Premium Edition is officially out in North America, which is the one that comes with Battlefield 3, as well as the premium.
Game of the Year edition.
Yeah,
thing.
pretty
Yeah,
much.
pretty much.
Except for it's selling for it says $59, so the full price.
It's the same
of the
price. It
normal.
just
Okay.
got a lot of this stuff.
I thought it was actually more, but
Oh,
okay, that's
cool.
cool. Nice. So we'll actually
Yeah,
come
but
with all the.
premium. It costs like $40 or something, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Doesn't it just break the game?
Also,
It just
if you go
unlocks
to
everything?
No,
No,
that's
that's
the
the-
map packs.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But The thing is that the DLC thing, actually on Green Man, you can get it for cheaper. It's like 37. Anyway, point is, so this also comes with the multiplayer Head Start kit. So kind of cool because I guess anybody picking it up now, it'd be nice for them to get a nice little boost because people have been playing it for like a lot of time and probably have missiles on everything and fucking everything. Anyway, that's out.
Great.
Terraria is officially coming to PSN and Xbox Live Arcade. PC people are pissed apparently, according to Destructoid, because, and I can totally see this, because the PC version has not been getting updates for a really long time, and then they were like, yeah, well, that game's done. And now they're like, console version. And it'll be like, what the fuck? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Mind you, I mean, what changes were people expecting? I have the game, and I
more
don't really know what they're gonna...
craftables, more
Okay.
areas, and more enemies, because there's like bosses and stuff to fight that they added in at some point in a big patch, and they changed a lot of stuff. And I think they were just hoping to put more into it. I mean, like, if you look at games like Minecraft constantly getting weird gameplay elements and stuff added, it was, I guess they're looking for something like that.
Yeah.
And to hear them kind of say, like, they were done with it, and then now to be like, by the way, console version.
You think they even did the console version? You sure it wasn't just like by
I'm
another team imported?
Pretty sure it's them from what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I remember
It
reading
was
their
on the
name.
developers page.
Yeah, I remember reading their
and
name
Twitter.
on the actual...
On
Yeah.
Twitter, they announced it, and everybody just kind of was like, well, fuck you.
And
Yeah.
It's a bad way for them to show their post-purchase support.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Well, something
kind
like
of a
that
just-
game didn't get updated. Didn't
No.
get updated a bunch up until a certain point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the fact that they said we're done with this game, we want to bring something else new to the table.
I'm not sure if it's actually going to have new content. If it has new content on the 360 version.
They said it was coming with new content.
Then
Yeah,
they'll
that's-
probably put it out on the PC.
That's not going to do them. It's not going to do them any justice until they release a patch on PC.
Yeah.
But then again, like,
All they got to do is give the PC players the
Patch as well.
exclusive content
yeah,
like
that's all. it
same
is.
day or earlier, and they'll be happy.
Yeah.
So in other news, Guild Wars 2 is now available for purchase again because they turned down the ability to buy any CD keys for that game because there was just too many people destroying the servers.
Yep.
Is
So
that
they
actually what happened?
Yep, because they actually said on the first week of the release, they're like, if it ever gets to the point where it's unmanageable and it's ruining people's enjoyment of the game, we're just going to take down the ability to sign up keys and all that stuff and buy any. So they did it, and now it's officially back for purchase.
Jeez.
Which is
So,
crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's awesome. It's good. More people can get into Guild Wars 2. The game's awesome. Other stuff. Capcom is talking about a new Monster Hunter 4 at TGS. They'll be talking about more of it. I'm hoping it's going to be on 360. That's all I'm going to say. And in US or Canada.
That'd be great.
It'd be awesome because Monster Hunter's crazy. And I've never been able to put time into it. Other than the PSP ones, but I had no friends to play with. Because, yeah, no one has PSPs with that.
Yeah.
So fuck it. If it's on the Vita, then I'm probably going to buy a Vita.
Really?
I probably would. If it has like online multiplayer from a Vita, like fuck yeah.
Oh, God.
And other stuff that happened, Steam's Big Picture officially came out. Actually, it's an announcement, and it's not officially out. Sorry, the beta is officially available to anybody who wants to be a part of it. All you have to do is go into your Steam options, opt in for the beta update, and that is it.
It's
Unless they push it out to everyone now.
fucking great.
But like anyone can
Get it.
do
Yep,
it. So
anyone can do it.
whatever. It's
Some things worth mentioning, at least for me on this. I like how you can use a 360 controller, or any controller for that matter, to kind of go through the menus. As well as when you boot up a game in it, it changes the UI to something that's super controller friendly. And if you hit the guide button, for example, on the 360, it brings up the Steam overlay with everything kind of right where you want it. And
that Iris
awesome.
keyboard is something
Oh,
else too.
man.
Yeah, the
that
Iris
is-
keyboard is pretty sick.
That is perfectly designed. It was
Um,
great.
I remember hearing at some point that was supposed to be the 360's new keyboard before the Kinect update or something, and then they're like, no, let's opt into something different or to fit with the Kinect's hand motion. I don't know, something like that. I think I remember seeing that design somewhere.
So they made the super shitty
Yeah.
one line
Yep.
fucking 36 character key. What the fuck?
Yeah. But no, Big Picture's cool. It's got a web browser. You can buy stuff. You can play your games. You can chat with your friends. The only thing that I had negative about the chatting is, say somebody sends you like a YouTube link or something. There's no possible way to click it. It doesn't matter if you use your mouse and you go to click on it. It's not clickable. There's nothing you can do with any type of
That's
link
so
that someone
useless.
sends to you.
They're going to be
So
updating it. I've read a
Yeah.
couple of forums things.
Well, they're
that
gonna have
be
to update it.
changing it around and such.
Yeah. But no, it's kind of cool. Yeah.
It's great.
I hope that more games will now opt in for controller support, even though most of them already do. So that if ever somebody does have their PC hooked up to their TV, they don't have to try and get like a wireless keyboard and mouse, and hopefully find some way to get them comfortably seated and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, in news, I think that's pretty much all that is worth really mentioning that I can find. So we'll move on to releases for next week. Which
Nothing's released.
Nothing's released. No, so some important things to mention for next week is obviously Torchlight 2. So let me start in order of some dates. We got Borderlands 2 coming out September 18th, so next Tuesday for the PS3, 360, and PC. It's gonna be fucking crazy. As well as End of Nations, which is a free-to-play MMO coming out from Tryon Worlds, people who made Rift, which is like 64-player RTS game, which is crazy. I played a bit of the beta of that. Kind of excited for that. The Baldur's Gate re-enhanced edition of whatever thing is coming out as well for the PC.
I'm going to be buying that.
I know it's coming out for the iPad and stuff at some point. I don't know if that's...
I thought that was supposed to be released in August. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was already out.
It's possible.
I got really excited for that.
I don't know if it's day and date, though. If
I think
not.
it's supposed to be out. I think we're trying to release the iPad version before the PC version.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
That's
not
possible.
Sure.
So that's happening. As well as Jet Set Radio HD coming out for the PSN and 360. I do not know the price. I'm guessing $15, 1,200 points. That's my guess. I'll probably pick that up because I like Jet Set games. Well, at least what I played from them. And we got some F1 2012 game. Connect Sesame Street TV. Connect Nat Geo TV, which seems like some sort of adventure game into the wilderness. And I think that's pretty much it. La Mulana for the Windows phone or something.
What?
I don't know. There's some weird. I don't know. This list is weird. Anyway, so that's pretty much it for releases. Big things. Borderlands 2 next week is gonna be crazy. I did not realize that Borderlands 2 is coming out on the 21st. I think in Europe. Like days later. I don't know why they still do that with some releases. Well, actually, some releases with a lot of releases.
They're still
just
weird
tradition.
and wonky.
Why
Yeah, I
do
know.
we release stuff on Tuesdays?
Yeah, no,
True.
it's just weird.
Tradition.
Kind of sucks, but just weird. But anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much it for that. I don't know if there's any last things we want to mention on the podcast. For those of you listening to us on iTunes, rate, comment, subscribe if you're listening on there.
Questions?
Oh yeah, there's questions. I forgot about the questions. Thank you, Dan. Sorry, it's getting late. I like completely blanked on some stuff. So we do have some questions. Actually, we have one from @PigeonGamer on Twitter, and he
Yes,
asks,
Pigeon.
"Do you think that Steam's big picture mode will hurt console and future console sales?"
I want to say absolutely.
Yeah,
I
for
would
sure.
say so as well.
Really is going to potentially
They
cut
just
into
have
that
to
market.
design a way for you to be able to auto start it when you turn on a PC.
Oh, you can.
Nope.
You can write a simple script to do that.
Yeah, but
That's
The people
far
that-
beyond a lot of people.
the people that buy consoles aren't going to do that.
True. Okay.
Not-
Fair enough.
Not to mention that they need to find some way to integrate Green Man Gaming onto Steam. Because could you imagine being like, yeah, I could go out of my house and go buy, let's say, I don't know, Dead Space 3 and pay $69.99 in Canada or $59.99 in Canada. Or buy it on Steam with that same 360 controller
Yeah, but you know why I think they won't
and
do
be like
that, though?
$29.
I think the layers behind that in terms of corporate.
Would
Oh, yeah, no, they
I
won't do
don't-
Green Man, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that it'll also be on your TV and you'd be able to use the controller and get that same experience, if even better looking if you have a decent PC.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And, like, you have a new console generation coming out, and you could either opt to do, like, yo, I'm going to spend that $600, $700, I don't know if it's going to be that much, for a new console, or I just bought a new video card, or I still have a really decent PC that could play old generation games, and clearly can
I
play
guess I
this
can
new
roll
stuff.
with that.
Yeah.
Just buy that game for cheaper on PC, because normally it's $10 or something less. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Coming back to his question, though,
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely gonna. I don't want to say it's gonna hurt consoles, but it's absolutely gonna force them to adapt.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna offer a new in.
Yeah, it's only gonna hurt
Onto
them
the
if
TV
they
one.
if they don't do anything. It's gonna hurt them.
yeah. I
But
think
at the same time, it's I think it's a testament to what's actually happening while these look at this generation. This generation is the longest one that's been around,
yeah.
right? And it'll probably remain that way because I think I think things are going to start changing really, really quick again.
with new technology.
Yeah, because if you look at even just use the Unreal Engine 4 as an example, the thing is so dirty. Like it does so much crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen that the demo.
The particles and the
Yeah.
lighting and the
It
change
was-
of physics, not
It was
physics,
some
but
demon.
mesh and-
It was like a video of this demon guy, and he it shows you about different environments relative to like really, really heat-ridden environments and then
Yeah.
really, really cold environments. And it uses all that, and it shows you the different lighting effects and whatnot. And like I don't think there's a computer right now that can actually effectively run that, aside from them just using 3 or 4 video cards in SLI
Yeah.
to actually produce that. So it's one of those things where it's going to show you that PC gaming is I think it's safe to say it's making its comeback, if you will.
Yeah.
And Steam is I think probably the most heavily influential in that market shift.
Yeah.
That's something
for
that's
sure.
coming from Steam. So if Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, these guys don't adapt, then I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that they're going to be facing a lot more challenges.
Yeah.
Agreed on that one.
I'm actually really curious to see when the new consoles are going to come out, what the fidelity will be like. If it'll be like, oh, that's what PC games could push now, if ever there wasn't console things that they had to try and match or whatever, or if it's going to be like just batshit insane and kind of just mind blowing.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's anyway, but
It's cool to see these consoles sticking around for so long, but again,
yeah,
they're not like it's only a matter of time.
That's
the
true.
reality. That's the reality of it.
yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, so for another question from Skinned, on Twitter, his name is Killzone2367. He asks, "What is your favorite box art that you can think of for any game that you've ever had? Like, what is your favorite box art?"
Oh my god, that's a hard one. That's a hard one.
I think he was trying to. He asked this question. I kind of had a bit think about it, but I would say almost like the Borderlands one is probably one of my favorite.
Son of a bitch.
Any of the headshot ones with the paint in the back was pretty cool.
Dick. That was what I was gonna say.
There was another one that I was thinking of, but I can't think of it right now. I'm trying to look at my pile of games, but 50 Cent Blow in the Sand. No, no. I also, what's funny to mention with a lot of box arts is there's a lot of them that feature the same type of like dude standing there, towering over something or whatever, like just dude standing there. But
I want to say not for its art, but I can't remember what the like quote thing says. The Hitman Blood Money box art has a funny, like. Can someone look that up real quick? Okay, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna find it out.
There's a little saying on it or something.
Yeah, it's.
In the meantime, I think I'd have to say one of my more memorable ones is probably Crysis 2.
Oh yeah.
And part of why there's actually a story behind it, and I don't know how this happened. It's kind of embarrassing, but I didn't know Crysis 2 was coming out.
that kind of came out of nowhere. If there wasn't a multiplayer beta or demo for it on the 360, I was like, what?
I was away for a little while, so I was and I didn't have. I was in the States and I didn't have a SIM card with me that was going to let me connect to the internet. So I actually went, and this is probably going to sound weird to a lot of people, but I actually went without the internet for a short time.
Jesus.
Oh god.
And so I didn't see, like, I was straight up media blackout when it came to anything anything game related. Sorry. So I get home, and sure enough, I think I'd gone somewhere to, I don't know what it was. I think I was just picking up like a cable or something, and it had been released. So I sit here and I look at it and I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, are you serious? When did this come? And sure enough, it was just this wonderful moment of realization that the game had come out, and I had no idea. I hadn't seen anything for it. And again, like I remember getting home, putting the disc into my PC, letting it install, and just staring at the box art and being like, I can't believe this.
Yeah, I know.
I can't believe this is out, and I can't believe I didn't know about it.
Nice.
I can't even imagine what that would feel like. Like,
Yeah.
just, I don't know. I feel like not that I know too much, but I feel like I try and keep up with too many things that, like, if ever I were to not know about something and see something come out, I think my brain would just melt and be like, what the fuck?
Well, it's part of the reason that I remember it so vividly.
Yeah.
Again, it's just because I didn't even know that it was coming out.
Yeah, that's, man.
That's crazy.
Crysis 2 was pretty fun, by the way.
Crysis 2 was cool. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a good game. I'm excited about Crysis 3.
Okay. The Hitman quote on the Blood Money box says, "Time to make a killing."
Time to
Oh,
make a
that's
killing.
terrible.
That's fantastic. That's the only one that really like sticks out in my mind of like, yeah, that's awesome.
Trying to see if you have any questions anywhere else. Oops, someone's wrong thing. Checking the YouTube right now. I don't think we have any email ones. I'm clicking on all the wrong buttons here. Nope. Okay,
Didn't someone from the chat send you one to your Steam in case you forgot by the end of the cast or something?
yeah, I think that was Skins, I believe.
I thought it was like Merrick or someone.
No, he sent me a video to something earlier.
Oh, okay.
We're going to check out the chat because we have a live chat once again. We always do these live on twitch.tv/Riccio. So it says Sarge here has 2 questions. He says, so you guys can't see this on the audio recording, but it says, why is Kumar the only one holding a microphone?
Why are you
all of
so
us have
weird?
stands except for him. He's holding it in his hand like a boss. So
I'm
my
holding it just for him.
my answer is
Yep.
he's
That's it. That's all I got.
he's doing it. He's doing it. He's doing it real.
Yep.
That's your response to him?
I would drop the mic, but I have to untake it out of the stand and then
We
drop
don't
it.
have a fourth mic stand.
Yeah.
That's literally the.
Actually, we
reason.
do, but it's a really shitty one that doesn't tilt. So
I'd be holding it anyways.
yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, so there's that one. Sarge also asks, out of the four of you, who would be able to survive a zombie apocalypse? And the longest. Sorry, who would be able to survive a zombie apocalypse the longest?
Probably Kumar. I think he's the most fit out of any of us.
Oh yeah, I agree on that.
So what? I would run fastest.
But I mean, if we were,
Exactly.
if he would, but would he really? Because wouldn't we hold up somewhere and he would be the guy who goes to get stuff?
Yep.
Rule number 1: cardio.
Yeah, but if we hold up somewhere and we're like, dude, well, I can't go get food, and it's like, well, I can't go get food. Is he just going to become the guy who shoots us and eats us and becomes a zombie, kind of like cannibal, or is he going to be the dude who's
Oh
going
my
to go
God,
like,
are you
I'm going to
kidding?
go get fucking food?
I would need you guys to help me formulate plans. I wouldn't go after you.
There you go. He says that. I felt a tinge of.
Maybe have a different feeling for Sompy over there.
Oh,
Hey,
ho, ho.
hey. You know what's
kidding,
gonna
buddy,
be
I'm
great?
kidding.
You know what's gonna be great?
What's
Zombie
that?
apocalypse. I'm gonna shoot you in the kneecaps.
Okay, well now we can't go get food, and then we all die.
What did you do, Devin? How could you do this?
Kumar started it. He hurt my
You
feelings.
guys had arguments like months ago during a podcast. Why? We're all gonna die now.
No, I wouldn't shoot you in the kneecaps. Don't worry.
Okay.
And I'd be the guy who'd be like, guys, I got a joke. Knock, knock. Fuck it, I'm bitten.
Oh man, that would suck.
Oh god.
Best joke ever. It all ends in you guys dying. Oh god, that sounds so bad.
Oh, you just ruined the
That is
punchline.
horrible.
Wow, that got dark real quick.
Yeah. So that's his question. I believe somebody else had some questions also. His name was SXCS, and I think he said something, but I can't see anything. Post it again if you want. If not, we will start doing the outro. If anybody in the chat actually wants to post a question, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, I'm going to do the outro stuff while somebody's maybe writing something. He asks, actually, would your podcast be on Zune ever? If we had
How do
the
we-
aggregator to get it on Zune, yes, but
I don't know how to do that.
Is there not an application that'll actually convert the files for you?
well, it's not the files. It's because you have to throw your RSS feed into
Okay,
certain
okay.
places, but I don't know the one that works for Zune, and I don't know.
Sorry.
If we were still using blip.tv, we probably would be able to, but you probably won't be seeing it, sadly.
Unfortunately.
We do have an RSS feed, yes, on the website. So if ever you go check it, I believe if you go to www.EunityGaming.com. Actually, the RSS feed is going to be really wonky because the one that you would click would have everything in it. I'll try to get a link to the Unity Cast RSS feed, but I'll do my best. Sarge also asked, what's the best game soundtrack that you've ever heard?
That's too fucking big of a
Yeah,
That's
that's
insane.
way too big.
Especially since one of the bigger components in how I like a game is the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, recently, one of my favorite soundtracks has probably been Darksiders. It has like this weird, crazy, epic feel, and I don't know. It always seems to grow and get like insanely awesome at like the best parts, like a boss fight's about to happen or like a fucking thing starts and all that stuff. But other than that, obviously, it would just be my like song that I've always said every time that it's probably played on this podcast like 5 times. But Deadly Premonition's whistle song here.
Oh my god.
Have you ever seen Deadly Premonition at all,
Yeah,
Kumar?
I'm pretty sure I have.
And just that. And I think, like I've said many times before, that is still my alarm. Like 2 years after this game has come out, I just love that soundtrack. All of them, even the songs that sound like dying whales, like it's amazing. They're amazing.
I think Bastion belongs on the list of
Yeah,
some of
actually,
the
Yeah.
better.
it's
Yeah.
real
Bastion,
high
yeah.
up there.
Yeah, it's
These two suckers haven't finished it.
I have listened
Yeah.
to the entire soundtrack. My one
what
thing
the
is,
fuck
there's-
is wrong with you? How can you not finish that game?
okay,
The
thing is,
soundtrack is fucking spoilers, man.
the thing is,
Yeah.
I found that as much as a lot of the soundtrack of Bastion, then again, I don't have any gameplay to put it to, but as much as it's really good, there's a lot of songs that are unique and awesome. There's a few of them that are too ambient-y weird that don't fit with anything.
Yeah, it'll
Fuck
put
you.
it'll put it in your defense. It'll put it into perspective when you actually.
Yeah, but I mean, like in terms of stuff that you like, you need the game to kind of
Yeah,
understand it.
there
But there's a
are-
lot of other
there are
stuff
certain
that's
things.
on its own are just kind of awesome.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I've always loved the Mass Effect soundtrack.
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
well.
it is good too.
Oh my god,
Especially
Mass
There's a lot
Effect
of
3.
ambient stuff in that too. You gonna hate on it, Riccio?
No, Mass Effect 3 has a lot of piano-y stuff that just totally hits your friggin' emotional core.
Yep.
It's just like I don't
Right
even,
in the chest. Right in the chest.
Yeah, I actually have. I think I have all 3 soundtracks.
I think I only have the
nice.
third one. I think. I don't remember if I got the deluxe edition for 2. I might have. But
There's a real good one that it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't. Ah,
Well, if you think of it, I guess we'll start the outro.
real emotional.
nice. Yeah. So in terms of the outro, we're gonna switch to that. Because that's the next part of the podcast. No, okay, no. So,
My
anyways, if
God.
you guys are listening to it on iTunes, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment or rate the podcast. It really does help. It pretty much just even giving us like a 5-star rating, even if you don't actually write a review, does help us maybe pop up. Give us a slight chance to maybe pop up in the upcoming stuff.
Yep.
If you're watching us on YouTube right now, yeah, feel free to leave comments below if you guys want us to answer your questions on the next podcast, as well as, yeah, check out our other videos. We got some dry runs, which are first impression videos. We've got a Let's Play that we've started of FTL, which is a cool space. Actually, we probably didn't even mention that on this podcast.
We played FTL.
We played FTL, as well as our channel kind of had a mini explosion on iTunes, on YouTube. Right now, we started last week with 89 subscribers, and right now I know it's kind of crazy, but we're at 216, so we've more than doubled that number, which is kind of insane.
Awesome.
And
Jeez.
welcome to all new listeners who may be hearing this right now.
Be great.
Yeah,
Thank
other
you.
than that, if you guys want to contact us, look below. There's some description stuff where you can send us questions also for the podcast. I think it's podcast at EunityGaming.com. So yeah. Oh, do we want to mention what we kind of mentioned in a possible other video about submissions for the YouTube thing?
Just let them watch the other video.
All right, so check out. We'll be putting out another YouTube video soon for stuff with lots of information.
Bet
Check
you that
that
video gets more views than this podcast.
out. Possible, because we'll probably have it on the front page.
Yep.
But yeah, I feel like we're forgetting something, but probably not.
Follow
so.
us on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter at EunityGaming. Yeah.
I'm gonna remember the soundtrack I'm thinking of, like tonight, right before I fall
You're
asleep.
gonna call me and
probably.
yeah. So other than that, I've been Riccio,
I'm Dan.
I'm Sompy.
I'm Kumar.
and
Thank you guys for tuning in.
enjoy the total internet. I don't know what the hell you're saying. Take care, everyone.
Take care, guys.
Thanks
Cheers.
for listening.
I like that saying. It's good.